the K&K Sports Show. Are you looking for sports knowledge?
I always liked on-base percentage. I was a big on-base percentage guy because there were some kids you would look out and go, damn, that kid is always on base.
Passion.
Weapons, weapons, weapons. How excited. I'm fired up today.
Accountability.
Hello, my fellow ladies and gents. It's the old fraud slayer back with yet another fraud slay.
Loyalty.
One all-around basketball player, rebounding, assists, everything. I'm taking LeBron James.
Strategy.
We go legit sleeper guys, but I think Kyler Murray's going to have a ridiculous year this year.
Mixed with laughter. While keeping it real.
Well, I did because I'm one of the only one that's realistic. He stinks.
The K&K Sports Show starts now.
And we are live. Man, that's a long way. We're like 7 minutes without talking. So, by the way, what is going on, guys? I want to start with this. Football feels like it's back for me a little bit. You know, football, a big win off, you know, and I'm ready for 425 this week because I know my Broncos got somebody on this panel this week. It's put up or shut up for us, and I'm ready for 425. We'll get into that later.
I thought I had a bye week this week.
You don't have a bye week. I'm going to tell you that.
The Chiefs had a bye week.
You don't have a bye week. You're going to be busy 425 this week, but we'll get into that.
You guys are going to get hit by a sledgehammer. Yeah.
We'll see. Mr. Beelan. You know what? Let's just do it official. John, the Tank Man Beelan. The Tank. Johnny tanking this season. How are you, Mr. Beelan?
Good. I'm going to take you down this week, so don't worry about that.
Okay, all right. Mr. Sickinger, how are you, my friend?
I got 3 words. Clyde Edwards Hilaire.
Okay.
That's Phelan's new favorite guy.
And Mr. Petro, how are you?
I'm good, man. My boy Antonio Brown about to be back in the league. Let's go.
Yes, he is.
He predicted it.
Yes,
What'd you take with the last pick?
I took him with the last pick in every single draft I was in. And it's gonna pay off.
Smart move. By the way, Mr. Virilli, Kenny, before I get to you, is already saying what's up. Broncos paying a college team to get a win. Come on. Virilli's all happy his Bears are 5-1. I mean,
I would be too. They're not.
Yeah, you can't say anything. They're 5-1. I mean, win's a win. Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you going on? By the way, Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you enjoying this lovely World Series Game 2 tonight?
Well, we'll see. It's Davey against Goliath, but I got 2 quick ones. One, I respect the heck out of Johnny B for accepting the Pocky Chip Challenge. Mm-hmm. He's going to be doing it tonight. And 2, a big thank you to our friend Carson Shear from the YouTube channels, Carson Claus and Ticket Time. We've been teaming up with him on his channels, having some giveaways. He's helped us out with YouTube. We're seeing a big jump in our subscribers. Please go subscribe to his channels. Kurt has a short little advertisement clip of his. Go check out his channels. Are you doing that now, Kurt?
I'm going to do it right now. So if you guys can just be quiet for about 20, 30 seconds, I'm going to run that right now.
Big thank you to him for helping us out and getting us to that next step on YouTube.
Absolutely. Carson Claus and Ticket Time. Here's his promo.
Scratching tickets is what we do. Ticket Time is here with you. 30s on Thursdays, 5 on Fridays too. Ticket Time is here with you. Ticket Time. We're winning cash.
All right, again, it's a nice little promo for Carson Claus and Ticket Time. And so please check it out. Kenny's on there all the time. And again, great guy. He'll be joining us tomorrow. He talks a little big Detroit fan from Michigan State, so he's pumped up for some Big Ten football. And let's start the show, Mr. Kirkpatrick. What do you want to start with tonight?
Give us your rapid fire, Kurt. Let's go right off the bat.
All right, right off the bat. Here we go. Mr. Petro, we'll start with you. Antonio Brown will be on what team?
I'm gonna stick up. I think he's gonna be a Raven. I think that just makes the most sense. I think Seattle. It would be great because it would give Russell Wilson so many weapons with Metcalf and Lockett. But I just think the Ravens are that one big player. Like I think they need him. I don't think Seattle needs him. I think Baltimore needs him.
Okay, Beelan. Antonio Brown will be on what team?
I'm going to go with the Seahawks, but I believe with Petro said it. I think the Ravens do need him, but I think he's a better fit for the Seahawks.
Okay, Jim. Antonio Brown signs where?
My bigger question is, when are they just going to keep a bad guy out of the league? If any one of us on this panel had his rap sheet, we'd be running our own landscape business, all right?
Yeah.
Trying to cut lawns to make ends meet. But yet this guy is going to be having millions of dollars thrown at him, and he's a bad human being. But once again, what does he do? He plays the game well, and people will look beyond that, and it's a shame. But you know what? I don't know if he's going to end up with the Seahawks. I think there's another team out there still lurking.
Okay.
John?
Just to cap off so Kenny can go after this, just so you guys know, the Ravens only have $3.9 million and the Seahawks have $2.9 million in salary cap.
I don't see it costing more than that.
Yeah, he can't. He can't be greedy with money. This guy.
It's going to be a prove it. It's going to be more of a prove it deal with incentives, and you could do the incentives where it won't be a cap hit. Because I don't know if the incentives would be a cap hit. I think they could push those back. It's kind of like the same kind of thing that Le'Veon Bell signed, where he got the league minimum.
Yep, I agree.
His deal with the Patriots, the first year, it wasn't much. It was the second year that if he was with the team, that it was going to be a lot. So it's going to be more of like a put up or shut up year for him. And the guy doesn't really have a choice.
Okay,
he's going to have to just, he dug his own grave.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, what team is he going to be on?
Well, I'm going to throw a scenario out real quick. I don't think he's going to sign with the Seahawks, but if he signed with the Seahawks in that wide receiver room, you're going to have DK Metcalf, Ty Lockett, Antonio Brown, and Josh Gordon. Think of the head cases there, but think of could that be the best quartet of receivers ever?
Yeah, but it's also the meeting room's going to look like a Cheech and Chong movie when they open the door.
I'm going to throw a wild card out there, guys. I'm going to say the Green Bay Packers can benefit from getting him.
That's a nice comp. That's a nice team for him.
Devontae Adams is always hurt. He could step right into that number one wide receiver role over there.
And our guy Will Cologne from Viva Los Bills is saying, I'll take him on the Bills, especially since they missed out on Bell, but we need a defensive tackle more.
Bills are a good team.
Yeah.
Philly's a good one.
Philly. Listen, he'd be the number one tomorrow if he's in Philly.
Philly, or Verrilli. Chicago.
I know.
Chicago should be on the phone right now. 5-1. You add that guy across from Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson does all the stuff over the middle, and you have him running deep. Oh man.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what? That would just change the dynamic of that team from being a full defensive team. Now you give Foles that weapon. That would be great. All right.
Does he have to run through waivers, Kurt?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, he's a straight up free agent.
I'll give you
sign from Verrilli.
I'll give you one wild card team that might possibility, and just because of the connection, but the Titans. AJ Brown.
That's another team.
Brown.
That
would be a great pickup for them.
And they have a lot of cap space.
I know we're in rapid fire. One more wild card. How about the Colts? Only a game back.
I think the Colts are okay with their. I think.
But they lost Pittman and Hilton.
Campbell's on the IR.
But
Hilton's one hit away from being out from the year. He's fragile.
But some people aren't going to want that headache, though. You know what? Some organizations.
Imagine him and Rivers.
You know what? We're good.
All right. Next question: is there any chance? Okay, any chance? And we'll start with Beelan first. Any chance the Jets get the number one pick? Trevor Lawrence either says, I'm going back to school, or pulls an Eli Manning and says, I do not want to go to New York. Yes or no?
Nope.
Petro.
I can see him. I don't see him going back to school. I could see him saying that he might not sign if he gets drafted there. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, it kind of puts him in a bad light. So I'm going to say no. He's going to be whoever is the number one pick will be taking Trevor Lawrence. I don't see anybody trading.
The only way I see him ever saying something not playing in New York is if Adam Gase is still the coach. That's the only way.
Yeah, that won't happen. The writing's on the wall for that guy. He's. It's kind of surprising that he even still has the job. To be completely honest with you, I'm kind of shocked that he's still there. But
he's got pictures.
Yeah, someone does. Guys, real quick. Go ahead, Kenny. Go ahead. Read it, Coach Breslin.
I got it. I got Coach Joe Breslin.
Coach Breslin's back. Hello,
He's saying no thanks about Antonio Brown. He may be good, but he is not good for chemistry and will cause issues.
God, he's back. Him and I think the same.
Quarterback will put a skip to it.
Coach Breslin.
A stop to it. I'm sorry. Stop to it. And he's absolutely right.
It's, you know what, though? At the end of the day, listen, you'd be signing him for – oh, that's gone. 1-0 Rays. 1-0 Rays. You'd be signing him and like, listen, it's if he's a headache, you just cut him. It's not like you're going to be giving him a boatload. He's not going to be getting any kind of guaranteed money. It's going to be a week-to-week kind of thing. If he's listen, this is his last chance.
But here's the thing, though, and this is and Kenny, I'll get to you and Jim in a second. But here's the thing with Brown, in my opinion. See, I think Seattle. So, like, if he went to, like, you guys are saying Chicago, I mean, he's the number one. In Seattle, he could just cause issues. Like, he should not, like, I'm number one, or why am I not? Like, they're in a double tight, so they're in a fullback set. They run the ball. He shouldn't be on the field, right? Because it should be Metcalf and Lockett. Is he going to be saying, we should be in a 3-receiver set? That's where Coach Breslin's saying. That's where he's going to be a problem. I think if he should go to a team where it's just, you're the number one, you're the number two, Philly, like you said, Petro, Chicago, which are good ones, Baltimore. But in Seattle, he's not going to play over those two guys. And if they do, that's where the problem starts,
It's a fit. He's got to go. It's got to be the right fit.
Just come to Washington, Antonio.
Got to get over his ego.
Okay, Kenny, real quick,
yes.
What do you think? Will Trevor
What
Lawrence
was the
pull
question?
anything?
I thought we were on rapid fire.
All right, I'm sorry. The question is, will Trevor Lawrence, if the Jets get the number one pick, will Trevor Lawrence say either I'm going back to school or I do not want pull an Eli and say I don't want to go to the Jets, like trade me somewhere?
He may go back. He may stay in school, but he ain't going to say trade me somewhere.
Jim, what do you think?
The Jets are
it's hard to answer.
Only because of the Jets' history. That's my rapid fire answer.
Jim,
is Gage still going to be there? And what have they done with Darnold at that point?
Darnold's a free agent.
What are they going to do? Right? You know what? Before any of this plays out,
he's not Petro. He's not a free agent.
Well, it's a team option.
Yeah, but they can.
All right, guys, real quick. Here's my last one, so we stay on schedule.
They wouldn't pick it up if they're getting Trevor Lawrence. Why would they?
Because you have to get something for him at the end of the year. What are you going to get for him then?
Guys, real quick, my last question, okay? Last rapid fire. Kenny, I'll start with you. The New York Knicks free agency is going to start probably in less than a month. If you had to go after one of the two, Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook, which one?
Come on.
Paul, because he's only got a couple of years left.
Jim.
I don't want the Westbrook for a few years.
Westbrook.
Petro.
It's Russell Westbrook by a mile.
Beelan?
2 miles.
Okay.
Eric, what your answer?
Chris Paul. Just because of the leadership role, and I just think the 2 years. But listen, I would love Westbrook.
We gotta get a point guard to mentor.
But I'm going to be honest. I would be happy with either one of those guys. I really would.
Yeah,
I would be happy. LaMelo Ball. All right. Here's the thing. Coach Breslin saying if he says no, Jets can trade the pick for a boatload of picks. Gary Giordano. If he was a man, he'd take on the challenge and help change the Jets. Make the tickets finally worth something. Virilli saying Darnold to my Bears. Virilli, Breslin, and Will Colon are all going Westbrook with you guys. So, Kenny, that's rapid fire. You're up with our first headline of the week.
Let's talk World Series, fellas.
Okay.
I know they're on tonight. It's 1-0 Rays, right, guys?
Right. Yeah.
Dodgers squeaked by the Braves last week. John, can't be heartbreaking loss But, hats off to the Braves. They did a tremendous job. And hats off to the Rays. I mean, we realize the top seeds are in the World Series. Like, nobody would have thought this going through with 8 teams in there. At the top 1 seeds would be, each league would be in the World Series. Davey Goliath type matchup. Always start the baseball with Coach.
Hey, Kenny, before you start, did you save our predictions from back when we said who was going to be in the World Series?
It's somewhere in here. About 80 pages, somewhere in there.
3 days. That's going to take them 3 days.
You know what? Because I think there's some of us that predicted Dodgers, Tampa Bay.
I had Dodgers, Yankees, Dodgers winning.
I had Dodgers winning, but I had Dodgers, Astros.
Hold on. I have mine in my book right here.
Oh, look at Beelan's with his book.
Whoa.
I had Braves, Yankees.
I had Dodgers, Yankees, LA winning too.
Yeah, I had Dodgers. Same.
So what do you got, Mr. Carpaccio? What do you got in the World Series for us?
Let's start with Jim. Little preview on the first 2 games and your thoughts and predictions. Davey Goliath matchup.
Hey, first of all, kudos to the Braves. They did it. They took them right to the end there. That was outstanding. Good for you guys. That was an entertaining series. The way I see this is going to be over quick, especially if the Dodgers come back. They're down 1-0 tonight. If the Dodgers do what they did last night, I mean, they just took them out to the woodshed last night. Every facet of the game, it could be over quick. It sure could. Because, I mean, I like Tampa. I liked them from the beginning. I always said that, and I believe that might have been my prediction. I'm not 100% sure. But, the Dodgers are just solid right now. And they're clicking. And they got a couple guys back. Pitching looks good. So, you know what? Until they get beaten, that's my pick.
What do you got, Petro?
Man, Mookie Betts is so good.
Oof.
Man, he is so fun to watch. He makes unbelievable catches. He steals bases. And he's not even hitting the ball that well right now. And he's still easily the best player on the field. Like, it's not even close. I said I don't think the Dodgers lose another game. I was 1 game off before that happened. So I think the Braves won 1 more after I said that, and then the Dodgers ran it. And, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Dodgers can win this in 3 more games. I think they can just run the table and do it because they are that good. I mean, Clayton Kershaw, I think he shut everybody up yesterday with that 5.5 ERA in the World Series. Everyone was so worried about that. He came out and handled them, no problem. This Dodger team is good, man. They're top to bottom. That lineup is very, very good. You have Cody Bellinger as your number 6 hitter. That's insane. It's insane. Yeah, I mean, hats off to the Rays, I hate them, so I hope they get swept.
Johnny.
By the way, before I get Beelan, Bobby Blackjack saying back from the dead, because again, Facebook had Blackjack down under, so Blackjack's back. Go ahead, Beelan.
I mean, yesterday, I thought the game could have been a little bit different. Glasnow couldn't pitch a strike. It was terrible. He pitched like 120 pitches. I think like 50 were strikes. And so
and they left him out there to dry too, man. They let him take the lumps, man. They were like, you got us in this mess. I
think they did that on purpose though, because I think
it was smart. It was the right move to make.
Yeah, they probably knew that the game was over, and they're not going to waste their pitchers. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he walked 6 batters yesterday too. I mean, that's huge. That's 6 people more on base. You take those runs away. Look at the game. Look at the score already from there. The game's way closer than it is. But I mean, yeah, I think the Dodgers are a little too more powerful. I think I think the only way that they can beat them is keeping tight, close games and trying not to make the Dodgers not score runs. But that's super hard with that lineup, man. And they're positioned well. So I don't know. I think Dodgers in 5, but
this is the big one. Rays got to win this one tonight. If the Rays lose this one,
they're going to get swept.
With Snell versus basically a bullpen game, they're going to get swept.
Yeah.
This is the game you got to win tonight. If you don't win this one with Bueller coming on the mound, and you get a day, stay there.
Track.
If Bueller gets an extra day, because I don't think they play tomorrow. I think they get a day off tomorrow, and then
two and then a day off,
and then it's Friday. Yeah. So you get Bueller now. I think on a regular day's rest.
Yep.
You gotta win tonight. Gotta win tonight.
All right. What do you want to add?
Same thing. I want to agree with Petro when he talked about Mookie Betts, because I swear to God, we were just talking to Hoops before the show, and we were watching, and Betts was on. We were just like, that guy, just like when I always say, like, Russell Wilson, Mahomes, and who's the other quarterback? Aaron Rodgers. I think it's the same thing with baseball now. It's like Betts, Acuna, Trout, Soto, like those guys are just on another level. So when we always talk about give this guy money, like those guys are on another level, man. Betts is one of the best players in baseball. He's doing it in prime time, when it matters, earning his money. And listen, the Dodgers are spending a lot of money, but you know what? They're delivering. And I mean, we laughed the other night, but if you watch Dave Roberts' face in that Game 7 against Atlanta, like that relief was just like, I don't get through this, man. I'm done tomorrow. And it's the same thing. If he doesn't win this series, he shouldn't be back. I mean, it's all or nothing for these Dodgers. And listen, they're paying for it. They should win the World Series. Dave Roberts should do something to, listen, you're the manager of the best team in baseball. You got to beat the $25 million raise. They're a nice story. But when you're paying for this lineup, you guys better deliver. So, but I think they will. I agree. Like Petro's saying, they don't win tonight, they're in trouble because they're like without those two starters. How the hell are they going to beat them? So I think it's gonna. I would say 5. But I think Dodgers all along.
I'm not gonna totally agree with all you guys. I'm gonna disagree a little bit. How do you beat the Dodgers? Pitching. The Nationals did it last year, low scoring game. The Rays can win tonight, like Petro was saying. The Rays can win tonight. They come back tomorrow.
Right.
Momentum's a big thing in the World Series here. You may see the Rays catch a little momentum here, but they have to win tonight. I do agree with that.
And hey, don't
on
Charlie Morton.
And if the Rays had Soroka, we're looking at a different World Series, in my opinion.
Jim, I got a question for you, Jim. The whole thing with Kershaw, how he hasn't been productive in the playoffs and the postseason and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But do you even think last night, like that even gives Dodgers a little more of like, what are we going to get from him? Now he comes out with that performance and now you're like, yeah, like even he's rolling now. Like, is that even a bigger jump for the Dodgers?
You know what, Kurt, you're right. I mean, they always say momentum is the next day's starting pitcher. The thing with Kershaw is with his back being so cranky, he could show up tomorrow, just go out and play catch and he could be done. You really don't know. Like, you can't 100% count on him being healthy, especially he's gone through it already this year. He's susceptible. But when he goes out there with that stuff, and there's a guy who's lost some miles an hour on his fastball, but yet has not learned how to adapt, just adapted and being able to pitch well. I think he just wants to get that whole postseason thing off his back. Guy's a good pitcher. It's a shame. I just think his body, it's going to be like a Mattingly thing. His body's just going to shut down, before too long, because he's just not going to be able to do it.
Got a few more minutes for baseball, guys. I got a quick question. Why don't we grade? Like, I'll start with Jim and we'll just go around. The easy one, I think we all agree the Dodgers have obviously the better offense all around than the Rays. No brainer. How about starting pitching? Up from top to bottom, starting pitching. Dodgers, Rays, even?
The Rays probably have them. I think the Rays have 3 legit. I think on any, if you spread those guys out across the baseball, they probably have 3 guys that are maybe not Morton, but he's close, man. They probably have 3 like 1A, 1B, 1C guys. Yeah. I mean, Kershaw, obviously when Kershaw is on, Kershaw is Clayton Kershaw, but and we all know Walker Buehler is a stud. So I'd probably give starting pitching to the Rays, but it's not
big
much because those 2, when they're on, man, they might cancel out those 3.
They could very well.
Anybody disagree? I'm on board with that.
I agree.
How about relief pitching?
I think I give the Dodgers a little bit of edge starting pitching.
Relief. How about bullpen?
Kenny, real quick, by the way, we're getting our comment from Ticket Time. He's saying, "What's going on, legends?" So, Ticket Time from YouTube with our message. Yep.
I think
John,
the bullpen
after this show, John, they had technical difficulties on Monday. Going on after the show, going to do some gambling.
There you go.
There we go. Going to try and win some money for the show. You know, we got to pay some bills.
I think bullpens right now, Tampa might have the edge. You know, the way they're using pens now, like with the Dodgers taking Dustin May out there, and having him throw the other day, back-to-back games. There's a kid who is, so young, but it's got such electric stuff that they could just put him out there, in an opener role or a modified relief. They've kind of got him bounce around to a couple different things. And this is something that we talked about. They're not afraid to put young guys out there. That's a young guy out there where the Yankees won't put that young guy out there. I don't want to get into that whole debate, but you like to see it. This move, the Dodgers throwing this guy tonight, Gosselin. You know what? He's got good stuff, but how many people's fantasy team was he on?
Yeah, they said tonight it's going to be Gonsolin, and then you'll see Dustin May, and then Urias at some point. That's probably like the mix we're going to see tonight.
Everyone agree with the bullpen or disagree with Jim in the bullpen? And then my last one would be intangibles, coaching staff, from manager on down. Give it to the Rays.
I don't know. The Rays.
I'm a big Kevin Cash guy. I really like what he's done down there and what they're doing. I like the direction that, I've said it from day one. Small market, doing the right things, drafting the right players, having to push the right. It's just all such a mix of things. They got all the guys to buy in. You know what? They didn't go out. When you look at the
reason why I brought this up, because we had a couple minutes, was if the Rays pitching can outpitch the Dodgers pitching, Yankees offense was good and the Rays took it to us in the playoffs in our series. Our offense didn't show up. If the pitching can outperform the Dodgers pitching, you may have a World Series here, guys. That's my opinion.
Close.
Because you got the bullpen. If the whole pitching staff, if we feel is better than, not much with the starting pitching, we all agree with that. That could be a wash. But if the bullpen is a little better in the Rays, which we all kind of agree with, we could be looking at a decent World Series if there's low-scoring games. If low-scoring games is going to benefit the Rays by far. I think everybody agrees with that.
Yep.
Anybody else with baseball, guys, before we go to our next headline topic of the week? Prediction. You all said, what was the predictions you all had?
I'm going to go Dodgers in 5.
I'm saying 4. I think they sweep them.
I'll say 5.
I'll be different just to be different. I'll say Rays in 7.
Wow.
That's a long shot right there.
He's still feeling the effects of the Pocky chip.
Speaking of that,
last year, all I heard from Kurt was nobody's going to beat the Dodgers. Him and Briggs, the guy who used to do the show with Kurt.
They're not going to beat. No one's going to beat the Dodgers.
And I said, Kurt, I've been watching this Nationals team all year long. This Nationals team is going to beat the Dodgers, and they're going to go and win the World Series. What did they do? They were the one team.
Mm-hmm.
The team they're not as good offensively as the Nationals, but they got the pitching like the Nationals had.
Mookie Betts was an all. So he was in high school. He was a all standout basketball player. He was obviously a standout baseball player, but then he decided to do bowling, and he was Mr. Tennessee bowler his senior year. He's bowled 3 non-sanctioned 300 games as a high school athlete.
That's crazy. That's a combination you really don't think of, bowling and
in a combined 3, because normally you bowl 3 games in bowling. He bowled an 827. That is ridiculous.
I'm gonna make. I got one more statement, and I swear, Kenny, this is gonna be 5 seconds. We don't even have to talk about it. But I'm gonna make a statement. Just looking at this lineup, seriously, I don't think besides maybe Gleyber Torres, what other Yankee gets on this line? What other Yankee would start in this Dodger lineup?
LeMahieu.
All right, LeMahieu. Yeah. I'm sorry, LeMahieu. DH.
And they would put him as a catcher.
I mean, but really, like, that's crazy when you think about that.
Read the lineup.
Good.
Listen.
I'm putting Voit in.
Over Muncy?
Nah, I don't know if I put Voit in over Muncy.
No, I would.
He's a better. Muncie's a better.
Maybe
Gleyber.
Gleyber Torres at second base.
And LeMahieu.
Over Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor's an old man. He shouldn't even be playing baseball anymore.
All right, so but I'm saying,
and I probably
he tripped over his own feet in the outfield.
You could probably take out AJ Pollock too. I would think.
Yeah, AJ Pollock, get out of here.
Honestly too. I would probably put Gio Urshela over Justin Turner.
No, I wouldn't.
It's close.
I would put Justin Turner at DH and put Gio at third.
Put Aaron Judge over Jock Peterson.
He doesn't even play Peterson.
Yeah, he does. They just
Rays in 7, guys. Rays in 7.
They're just not playing them.
I got a good. Hey, Kenny,
that's scary.
I got a good trivia. We could throw this out there, and this is real simple. Yeah,
let's do it.
There's 6 teams that have not won a World Series. 6 organizations.
You want us to go around? You point somebody out, and we'll go. Or you just want us to
Let's go right down. Let's go right down the line.
I'll go Rangers.
That's 1. Tampa Bay. 2.
Padres.
3.
Rockies.
4.
Mariners.
I think expansion.
5.
6.
Indians.
No,
wait.
Oh, no. Kurt's out of it. Kurt's out.
Kurt, you're out.
Oakland.
No, they won.
Oh, they did win.
Petro's out. JB.
Wait.
I got it, Jim.
It's either hold on. It's either the Reds or the Brewers.
The Reds, 75-76, man.
I got the Brewers.
It is. It's the Brewers.
The Brewers, yeah.
Well done. You guys went right down the list. I saw that this morning. I said I was just going to throw that out there for
that was great.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That kind of falls into a topic we have at 8:50.
Texas never won?
No.
Now, they haven't been around that long.
Have they ever been?
You got to remember, Texas, they were the original Washington
Texas
Senators.
was in there a couple years ago, weren't they?
Texas Rangers lost with Josh Hamilton to
yes.
They lost to who? The
was
Giants.
It the Cardinals or Giants?
Cardinals or Giants?
They lost to Bumgarner.
No. They lost to the Cardinals. 7 games.
That's crazy.
I think they made it to the World.
Now my next topic.
No, they made it in 2010. They lost to the Giants also. They made it like twice in 2 years. That was the coach. He got fired the other time they didn't win it because that Ranger team was good. That team should have won the World Series.
I got
look at that.
I got a couple 5-minute topics for the NFL.
Go ahead.
We covered Antonio Brown. My first one was earlier this week. Le'Veon Bell signed with the Chiefs. I'll go to Jim last on this one. So if we miss anything, Jim can add. Kurt, what are your thoughts on that? Because you're in that AFC West.
It's
frightening.
It's frightening because, you know what? Andy Reid just again, they have the best offensive skill people in the league. Now you put in Andy Reid, who, they wanted Edwards-Helaire to get that spot. That was, the Westbrook with Philly and McCoy. Now you add him, and now they're saying they're actually going to spread him out as a wideout, like they did with Pittsburgh, and maybe even have Edwards-Helaire in the backfield and him as a wideout. And it's crazy. And why not? You keep him from going to another team. You're still the best team in football. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
That's a terrible base running, by the way. Tampa Bay had a runner on third base, ground ball to shortstop with the infield in. They had the contact play. He got thrown out the plate by 15 feet. That's terrible. But they had the contact play on.
I'm going no-brainer, Kenny.
You want to? What was that, Kurt?
No-brainer. No-brainer for Kansas City.
What do you want to add, John? You want to add to that?
Yeah, it's no-brainer. I think he's chasing a ring, which rightfully so, he should. He's one of the best in the game to play, but I think he's just chasing the ring. The one thing I hate, honestly, it's just like a pet peeve of mine, is like players who get big contracts and then get released and then sign for like nothing. I personally don't like that. I think they should change the rules in sports. But you know, their way around it is a loophole around everywhere. So, you know, good for them. I mean, it makes them even more powerful on the offense. I mean, fantasy wise, I think it's going to be taking a hit from a couple of people. Not anything super crazy, but I mean, they were going to. I had them winning anyways. I think they're just a little bit tweaker winning more. So
I want to say one thing about Beeling, because I agree with you, but you know whose fault that is when you say that? Like, you let him go? That's the Jets' fault, because it's the same thing with these 100%. NBA teams. Because you know what? The Jets paid him. I'm not letting you go to Kansas City. You're going to be a problem. I'm going to suspend you. You're going to play your contract. I spent money on you.
That's what I would like. That's just me being spiteful. I would put him on the pup list and just
let him sit and rot.
Listen, we did the same thing when Trent Williams decided after. Listen, he sat for all those weeks. He was taking the fines, and then he wasn't going to get credit for the season, and he would have been under contract again. And he was like, okay, I'll come back now. And we were like, no, you're not. So now we're not going to clear. He went and got a physical, and we didn't clear him over the stupidest thing ever. And he had to sit for the whole entire rest of the year, and he kept getting fined every single game. You want to play those games, play those games. I mean, listen, I think the move for the Chiefs is great, because what it does is it's going to keep Edwards-Helaire fresh for the whole run. You'll be able to not have to overwork him. I mean, last week against Buffalo, I think that was more so just because of the weather. I mean, it was just the ground game was working. He was picking up like 6-7 yards of carry, so just keep working him. But listen, you don't want to overwork the kid. He's a rookie. You got him on rookie money. You got this guy coming in here. You're paying him a league minimum. Just give him the ball until he can't run anymore. So you want to ring, guess what? You're going to earn it. And you're going to go out there, and when we're on the goal line and it's first and goal, second and goal, third and goal, you're going to get the ball, and you're going to get absolutely obliterated every single time you get the ball, because we don't want our young rookie taking those hits. And that's going to be his job. And I mean, listen, I think it was really between them and Buffalo. I couldn't have seen any. I didn't think it was going to be any of the team. I thought Chicago would have been a good landing spot for him, but
real quick, Bob Caputo saying evening, Jen. So good evening, Mr. Caputo.
Bob, in case Bob Caputo doesn't know, I don't know if he was listening last week. I got it over here.
He knows.
He's watching.
He knows.
He knows. I got the text message, Jim.
You got the text? Well, here's the book. Little 1976 storybook there for you, Bob. Thank you for being a contributor.
Jim, I want to throw another question out to Jim, though, Kenny, real quick.
Hold on. I'm gonna before we go to Jim, I just wanted to say ultimate insurance policy. That's all I wanted to say about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's a couple things I just want to throw out there. And number one, even before Sammy Watkins got hurt, if Lev Bell's on the field, who's coming off? That's one of the things. You know what? And I understand. I mean, there's nothing better for a team than competition. We all know that. Either we've all coached or all played in the sport. You know what? It's funny, on the week that they do this, this guy busts out for that many yards. The running backs in the room, hopefully it pushes the other guys. The thing that I was really amazed at with this and everything else, do you know the Chiefs' offensive line only has one guy from the beginning of the year that was a starter, and that's Fisher? Everyone else, Kalichi got hurt, Mitchell Schwartz got hurt, Tardif went to be a doctor, the other guy got hurt. I mean, we're down.
Listen, you're not getting any sympathy from me about injuries. Don't even go there.
Well, wait. Let me ask you guys one question real quick. This is only a 1 year.
I had a question too, John. So
this is only a 1 year rental. Where does Le'Veon Bell go next year?
Yeah, well,
gotta see how he does. Listen, He said, I was just reading, he said that this is going to be a chance to reinvent himself and show his skills. The Jets were using him all wrong. People forget how good Le'Veon Bell was 2 years ago. What was it? 2.5 years ago, because he sat out the year. He was the best running back in football. And listen, the Steelers' offensive line wasn't great. Like, they were okay.
But he knew where to find those.
He was unbelievable. You used to watch him. He would come to a complete stop behind the line, wait, and pick his. He was unbelievable.
It was a damn thing.
The patient of a running back. By the way, a couple of comments. Bob Caputo saying, Kenny, he's got a box of 64
yes, I just wrote back to Bob.
And Christian Raymond, Kenny, by the way, happy birthday today to Christian Raymond. He's saying Adam Gase didn't know how to use him. Reed will exploit his pass catching ability. Jim, here's my one more question, though, for you, okay?
Okay, Kurt, because I have one for you as being the football coach. So we'll trade one back and forth.
All right, here's mine being the Chief fan. See, just like we were talking, I was asking Petro about the problem with Antonio Brown knowing his role. What happens now? Because, listen, you're going to get in a playoff series where you need this drive, okay? And you're not and people, like, it's, I know there's split backfields and you share backfields, but you know what? When it's friggin' 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2 and you're on that drive, one of those guys is going to be on the field. Does Le'Veon Bell just, like, I'm the starter now? Like, that's the thing with Le'Veon Bell. Does he know
think
that?
So. I think he's going to buy it, because look at what Andy Reid's done. He has a history. Uncle Andy will come in and put his arm around him and say, listen, this is what we're going to – they had this discussion before he signed. This is how we're going to use you. This is what we're going to do. You want to be along for the ride, yes or no? You're free to sign anywhere else. This is what we're doing. Now, here's the interesting part. I'm going to throw this to you, Kurt, as the football guy. Coach Breslin, if you're out there, obviously being, a football guy and knowing this, what they did the other night was something that I haven't seen since Christian Okoye and Jamal Charles. We ran the ball, and those guys were blowing Buffalo off the line. And you heard Mahomes after the game. They're playing too deep over the top. They're not letting me throw the ball down the field. All right? So we're just going to run the ball up people. And he goes, and when people start coming up because we run, I'm going to go back over the top. He goes, I just want to win, which was excellent to hear. Now, you guys know this, and you being a football coach, you saw the Jets. Le'Veon Bell's in the backfield. How many guys did they have in the box, Kurt? 8 the other teams. John? 8 guys in the box?
Oh, they're loading the box every time.
So now, with the Chiefs receivers, them having to spread out, Andy's going to figure out a way to get him a ball. There should be a space for him now to do what he's doing best. Like you said, he was just in such a bad situation where nothing could happen. Nothing good could happen with the Jets.
Well, I'll answer that, Jim. You know what I think it is, though, honestly? It's that and Buffalo, I think, played it the right way. But here's the thing, like Buffalo, if Buffalo plays that game on a good feel and they say, okay, we're going to play our normal defense, they can't stop Kansas City. So it's kind of the same thing with that whole giant, what was it, Super Bowl 25 giant Buffalo, where Belichick says, listen, we can't stop Buffalo, but you know what? We're gonna let them run for 200 and see if they get impatient. It's the same thing, because if you really look at that game with the Chiefs were in total control of that game, the whole thing Monday night, right? But you know what? They had a shot to win that game, Buffalo, because they kept it slower. I mean, when you really look at it, you're gonna say Buffalo couldn't stop their run game. But really, that's probably what Buffalo wanted, because Buffalo doesn't. The Chiefs. One more second, though, Beelan. Hold on. One more thing, though. Right, but one more thing, though, because when you play Kansas City, a lot of time Kansas City wants to score quick, score fast, put up 42. Sometimes you might just have to go and say, listen, we're going to make this a 24-20 game, and hey, maybe they fumble, maybe we get it, and that's what teams might do.
Listen, it was rainy. Right, you knew the ball was getting ran 100 times that whole game. I don't even care. Buffalo is. I'll say this now, and I'll say this: Buffalo should be 1-4 or 1. I'm telling you, they all their games were within 4 points of each other. Every game.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Beelan.
They're not that good.
And Jim, correct me if I'm wrong. See, Kansas City, I think Kansas City, if you're seeing any kind of a regular base defense, Kansas City's saying, screw that, I'm throwing my guys. I'm getting the ball to Hill, getting the ball to Kelsey. But when you're saying, I'm playing 2 deep safeties and, you're not getting anything over the top, you have to run the ball. So I just think Kansas City, it's not that Buffalo is, I agree. I don't think Buffalo is that great defensively, but Buffalo's game plan, we can't, it's either going to be 42-7 quick or hopefully we're in the game at 24-10. Christian Raymond saying.
It's nice. You know what? It's nice to be able to adapt your game plan. Some teams, if teams are going to come up and play close to the line, Chiefs have the ability to spread the field and go down. If you want to do what they did, that was nice to see the other night. I haven't seen a running game like that in a long time.
Yep.
You know what?
And just to piggyback off what I said, they beat the Jets by 10. They beat the Dolphins by 3. They beat the Rams by 3. They beat the Raiders by 4. Okay? You're not that good. You're not. And that Rams game they should have lost, and the Raiders game they should have lost. And I watched both of those games.
Oh, by the way, Beelan, I got to get off subject 1 second because I said this on our show Sunday morning, Kenny. Who did I say are the biggest frauds if they lose this week? Last week. Who did I say?
Remember.
The Rams couldn't go on a Sunday night against listen, me, Petro, and Jim could play for the Niners. They're so beat up. And you couldn't. The Rams couldn't get over there. They scored 16 points.
I'm good for 6 catches a game.
They're a joke. The Rams are a joke. The Rams are going to make the playoffs, and they'll get destroyed in the first round of the playoffs.
Let's get to my next topic.
How do you not beat San Francisco? Come on.
Let's not get off topic. Let's get into my next headline of the week. Let's start this one with Petro. Tua Tagovailoa named starting quarterback for the Dolphins, Week 7.
That's so bad.
Agree, disagree, and what does this mean for Ryan Fitzpatrick going forward?
Man, did you see what Fitzpatrick said today?
Yeah, I did.
It was terrible.
You know what, Beelan, that's a guy that the Dallas Cowboys should be on the horn for and try and get brought in there because that's a guy. Listen to me. If there's anybody who can adapt to a situation, is Ryan Fitzpatrick. The guy seems to go anywhere and he manages to just ball out anywhere he goes.
I would agree with you, but I just think they want to keep him there just to still help Tua throughout the whole year.
Yeah. Listen, I think them seeing how well Justin Herbert is playing in LA and seeing that Tua is healthy now is kind of them. It's pushing them a little bit to get him out there probably a little bit earlier than they need to. Listen, it's not like the Dolphins. I understand people are saying that you shouldn't really be doing it until you're eliminated from playoff contention because but let's be real here. The Dolphins are not going to be a playoff team, even if they somehow get in. It's not like they're not a Super Bowl team. So it's not like they can compete with the Ravens or the Chiefs or one of those upper echelon teams. So I get why they're doing it. I think it's a little early. I think Tua. Yeah. Listen, the kid didn't even have preseason to play. So, and I know Herbert didn't either, but Herbert wasn't coming off of an injury that they thought he was never going to be able to play football again after. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm a Tua guy. I like him. I thought he was great at Alabama. I think he's going to be a good NFL pro as long as he can stay healthy. So we'll see. I'm a Tua guy, so it's pretty cool.
Hey, Kurt, do they sell high right now? Do they start Tua and say, listen, it's not like Fitzpatrick was doing bad. Do you think they, might
what? I would, Jim. And I think.
Do me a favor. Check who they got after the bye.
Who?
Dolphins
had their bye. Didn't the Dolphins game get moved and they had their bye week already, or was that someone else?
I'll look it up right now. By the way, Jim Gordy's saying, "Hey guys," so Gordy's checking in with us.
They have a bye week this week. They play the Rams, Arizona, and the Chargers.
What happens if he goes 1-2, 0-3?
You can't bench him.
No,
now.
you can't go back.
No, I know.
How's
What are the fans going to start doing down there?
But
listen, the Giants did it with Eli. They were what? They were 5-4 when they benched Kurt Warner, and Eli won 1 game the whole rest of the year. You got it.
Because he's the AFC East guy.
No, this is what I don't understand about it. I mean, I want to see him play, but you're 3-3, and Fitzpatrick is throwing 71% on the year. I mean, you really would take your guy out just because you want to play Tua? Like,
that's why nobody really understands.
But guys, here's
way too soon.
But here's my question on that. Okay, just say Miami went 10-6 this year. Fitzpatrick's not your future, so I understand what you're saying. But Jim, I agree with you. Sell high on Fitzpatrick right now. Sell high. You know what, Dallas? What do you want to give me, Dallas? What do you want to give me?
They're not going for a third guy.
You know, there's a lot of teams where Fitzpatrick could help out, but like
another quarterback that hasn't done anything since he came into the league came in with Darnold and Allen, who's in Miami also. That's Josh Rosen.
Right, but Kenny, here's the thing, and you know what? How many teams have done this? Because listen, Denver did it stupidly last year. Okay, if you don't play Tua this year, right, and then you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but if you don't play Tua this year and you guys go 10-6, just say, okay, now next year is his rookie year. So now you're 2 years away. Let him play. Let him get that experience. And now next year you can compete already and say, okay, now, because where are they going this year? They're not going to do anything. I mean, what if they get to a wild card team? They're not going to beat Kansas City, not beat Pittsburgh, not beat Tennessee. So, you know, the thing is, like you're saying, I don't like them. And Petro said it, like, you screw Fitzpatrick. Let him play this year, you know? Send him somewhere.
He was blindsided. He said Brian Flores walked into the meeting room and just like.
And the fact that he was blindsided, that's even more disturbing because, like, you would think, like, they would Fitzpatrick. Listen, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a very intelligent guy. He's a Harvard graduate. He's a graduate from Harvard University. Harvard, right? Yeah. Listen, he knows he's not stupid. He knows that he is just the stepping stone for Tua. Once Tua goes, that's it. You would think that they would like tell him, like, listen.
Right, that's the wrong part. Right.
This is the week. Yeah. This is the week that we are going to go to Tua. So like, it's going to happen regardless. But like Beelan said, it's not like you're 0-6 or 1-5. If that was the case, it wouldn't be surprising. Right. It wouldn't be surprising, man.
And he's not shitting it up.
There's a comment, John, coming from Gordon McAvoy saying, hey, guys, but then he brings up a good point, and this is to Jim's sell high. Dolphins know the Fitz magic is about to run out. It's the pattern everywhere he's been.
True.
And Gary Giordano saying he may die his first start anyway.
If Aaron Darnold gets a hold of him.
Listen.
I mean, yeah, what a game.
Does slow down. He does have that 4 interception game.
You got Aaron Donald on the opposite side of you. Listen to me. That dude, when we played them and Alex Smith came in, at one point, Aaron Donald, he jumped on Alex Smith's back, and I swear to God, I was just waiting for a snap. I was like, oh my, like that is a nightmare scenario. And I mean, let's be real here. The Dolphins aren't like good. So like, it's going to be interesting.
Listen,
but you know what? Hey, the kid might come out and ball out. So
there's 5 teams in the AFC, 5, okay, that are plus in the differential, and the Dolphins are a plus 47.
There you go.
But think about this, okay? Because all our teams on here did it, right, Kenny? Now there's no more. This is Daniel Jones learning. Like Daniel Jones they're watching him and saying, "Is Daniel Jones the guy now?" You know, same thing with Petro with Dwayne Haskins. He played a little last year. They already made the decision. He's not going to be the guy. And it's the same thing with Denver. They played him 5 times last year. Now they play him a full season, and that's all you're going to need. So I just don't think, like, where is Miami going to go? So if they get to 10-6 now, all right, next year, then you're going to turn around and say, well, why if they get to 10-6, why wouldn't you just keep Fitzpatrick then? You know, like, hey, why even play 2? I think it's the right decision. I just hope Fitzpatrick they put somewhere where he could play.
Yeah, that's all. He's a class dude.
He's a class yeah, he is.
It's 8:55. We're a couple minutes behind. We're doing good. I got a topic for this week, and I was talking to Jim earlier. We're going to do this later in the show, but Jim suggested bringing this up earlier in the show, and I 100% agreed. The topic is going to be worst franchises. We'll do worst franchises in NFL history. Since the Jets are having that terrible year,
yes.
I'll start with John. Are they the worst NFL franchise in history, or where do you rank them? Who's worse than
Kenny, we have to, before we just start real fast, like, I saw the expansion Tampa Bay Buccaneers come in and just throw a donut up there. That was an expansion team. They were bad. This is.
I'll just say my pick now. No, they're not. It's the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to
the
throw.
Cleveland Browns.
I would
The
throw it
Cleveland
out.
Browns. They
We'll go to you last, John, since you're the Jets guy. We'll go to you last.
Doesn't even
They
matter.
went
You got
through-
Kurt.
They've gone through like 10 quarterbacks in the last 12 years. It's like
That's
embarrassing.
a good one. I like
That's a
the
good
Browns.
one.
Who do you got, Kurt?
I don't know. I mean, listen. I hope Carson's not listening, but I mean, you got to throw the Lions in there too.
That's who I'm going with.
You know, you got to throw them that in there
Barry
too.
Sanders.
Browns.
Barry Sanders, Herman Moore, all those. Jim Caldwell's your best coach in your history.
You can say what you want about the Jets, but listen, the Jets were Mark Sanchez brought them to 2 AFC championships. They've got a Super Bowl.
The
They've
Vic
got a
Parcells
Super Bowl.
teams.
You know what I mean? Chad Pennington was respectable. He brought them to playoff runs. It's not like they were, they weren't.
Yeah, but think about it this way, Petro, for Browns, for example, right? So they were bad for 10 years in a row, whatever, 15 years in a row. You finally get your franchise quarterback, and then your franchise quarterback has 4 head coaches in 2 years.
That's a bad
No,
franchise.
I agree.
That's
I
a
agree with
little.
that, but
That's a
it's-
little.
But that falls on the franchise.
I'll give you one,
franchise
guys.
quarterback Tim Couch out of Kentucky.
Yeah, number one. By the
That
way,
falls on the franchise, not just a bad franchise. Listen to me. You could argue in the last 20 years, I would probably say the Washington Redskins have to be considered in it. But we have 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
before
you can-
that,
yeah,
so
you
can't
right.
really.
Yeah, if
You
we're
can't
talking
really
history.
say that in there. If we're talking the last 20 years, the Redskins might be right there. They got to be number 1A or 1B.
you want to real quick. By the way, Jeremy's saying not even close, Jim. So he's talking. He's going with his New York Jets. But I got a question for you guys because they said this today. When was the last time? Because this is nuts. This stat. How long has it been since the Dallas Cowboys made the Super Bowl?
90s, right?
Yes.
90s.
How many years? How many years you think? Throw out a number.
30 years?
I
No.
was gonna say
No, less than 25. 25 years.
25 years. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat. 25
Well, here's
years.
that was-
also out there. If we're talking history now,
Right, but I'm saying.
Cardinals.
Oh, by the way, Manny DeLima's saying, "Oh, geez."
The Cardinals
That's-
are better now, and they made it to 1 Super Bowl with Warner, but how about the
Yeah,
Cardinals?
but who were the Cardinals? The Cardinals were the Rams, right? Because the Rams were in Los
No, they
Angeles.
were always the Cardinals, right, Kurt?
Louis Rams.
No,
Los Angeles Rams, then they went to St. Louis.
came the St. Louis Rams.
I don't.
But the St. Louis Cardinals moved to Arizona.
That St. Louis Cardinal team might be the worst franchise
Yeah.
that are up there.
You know what?
I got.
Yeah,
I got. All
St.
right, I
Louis
got.
State.
Kenny, I got
Cardinals
one for you because I don't agree with it. But could somebody, if you take the last 10 years away, could somebody put the Saints in that category?
No.
They were bad for
Before
long-
Drew Brees.
They were
Before
bad
Drew
They were
Brees.
bad for a long. They were bad for a long time. They were even bad when they got Ricky Williams. They were bad. They were bad.
Drew
Even
Brees,
during
yes.
the good years, they were bad.
Yeah, like they were. Yeah, I could go back. Archie Manning.
Right.
Manning running for his life back there when the Saints drafted him. That poor bastard got beat up for 8 to 10 years before he left.
Here's a current team. How about the Houston Texans? Bill O'Brien ruined that team.
Yeah, they're a playoff team though every year.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can say they're disappointed. Listen, and to be fair to the Jets, listen, you went against you. They've had to go against freaking Bill Belichick and Brady for the last.
But at least if they were building right,
years.
Mike, like, you know what?
Twenty.
I don't understand what you're saying. Like, we got Jet fans out there. We got John, Gordy,
Gorin.
Jeremy Gorin out there. You're all Jet fans. If you at least saw it like losing but building the right way, like all you Jet fans are just like, it's another Jet move. It's another Jet thing. Like, it just gets to the point where you're punch drunk. Like, everything they do turns into a cluster. And it's just one thing after another after another.
No, I mean, listen, I agree. I mean, we had, we talk about with Baker Mayfield, the coaching changes. We drafted Jason Campbell. Jason Campbell went through 7 different coaches. Can you imagine being a pro quarterback and having to learn 7 different systems? That's like unheard of, and like you expect him to go out there and perform, but it's like it's impossible, and that falls on the organization because like you're picking the wrong coach. And
Can you guys call me crazy on this one? Because I'm going to defend the Jets for one thing.
We could call you crazy.
No.
You're crazy for defending them.
No. But I am going to defend them for one thing. They did go Parcells, and they were going Belichick. I mean, not for nothing, but nobody else.
They didn't.
But they did, and he turned on them. But think about it. A lot of teams weren't running and saying, we want Belichick, we want Belichick. They really weren't. The Jets had that plan of Parcells and groom Belichick. I mean, it didn't work out, but they did, right? No other teams were doing that. Why? The Jets had that plan. He was going to succeed them, and they would have went Parcells right to Belichick. So listen, he's the one that turned around and said, I'm talking with New England behind the scenes, and Kraft made him the offer. So, listen, I think the last couple of years, the Jets, but look, when we were growing up, like we're saying, even the 98s, they had Testaverde. They were in an AFC championship game, divisional round. They weren't terrible.
I'll say this till the death of me, okay? You draft a quarterback, a franchise quarterback. You keep calling him your franchise quarterback, and you don't bring anybody into your system. You're gonna fail. Okay? The Cowboys should offer the Jets a 3rd-round pick for Darnold, trade him, and I guarantee Darnold could be a Pro Bowl quarterback for the freaking Cowboys.
I actually saw
that offense. I agree.
You want to hear something crazy? I actually saw a rumor. I saw a rumor yesterday. Guys, yes or no? I saw a rumor yesterday. Would you do this if you were the Jets? Would you do this if you were Dallas? It said there was a rumor, Sam Darnold for a 2nd rounder. Would you do it?
Yes.
Yes, because he is going to.
For both parties?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect for the Jets. Perfect for the Cowboys for a 1-year rental. If you want to take his contract as an option, you could take it and you could trade him if you need to when you sign Dak Prescott, or you can keep him as a backup if you really wanted to. Because in the NFL, you need depth as a backup quarterback, okay?
Listen, the worst pick they made was drafting Mekhi Becton.
Yes.
And still Adam Gase being the asshole that he is and not using Le'Veon Bell to run behind that big guy. Because if you're not going to use him, you could have had Judy. You could have had CeeDee Lamb.
I'll just defend them on this, and not just Gase. I'll defend them on this, okay? If we had a legit, let's say 1A, a wide receiver, okay? That pick looks like an all-star, all-pro pick without Le'Veon Bell. Because you need a big dude to protect your guy's blind side, and the Jets have never had that since Brick about 5 years ago. And
I understand that, but the San Francisco 49ers gave the Washington Redskins a 5th and a 3rd round pick for Trent Williams, who is an all-pro. And the Jets were in the conversation we were supposed to trade for him. And somehow they managed to mess that up when it would have only cost them a 5th and a 3rd round pick. And we probably would have that. You could have gotten your guy there, and he is a proven all-pro. He's sat for a whole entire year, so he's got fresh legs. And then you could have drafted CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
Instead,
Petro, I agree with you 1,000%. I agree with you 1,000% because here's the key now. They really don't know, and this is crazy as it sounds, but you really don't know what Sam Darnold is. Because you know what? It's not it's not fair to him because, you're saying, who are you throwing to? You never gave him anybody.
You're right. My thing is, I hate comparing him to Rosen. I don't want to compare him to Josh Rosen because I think we saw Rosen at least had weapons in Arizona, decent weapons, where it was okay, this kid just doesn't seem like he has it. So Darnold, you haven't even gotten a real sample size of him just because listen, Jamison Crowder, he's a good player, but he's not going to be the kind of guy that is he a number one on 80% of other NFL teams? Probably not.
Right.
But he is on the Jets because it's what the Jets got. You know what I mean? So the fact that that the draft was a nightmare. To top it all off, CeeDee Lamb ends up on the goddamn Cowboys. Of all teams, he goes to the Cowboys. Like, it was just it was bad.
And my last point on the Jets before I get to the next topic, Jeremy's saying if they traded Jamal Adams before the draft, they'd have CeeDee Lamb right now.
No.
They could have had CeeDee Lamb and Jamal Adams. They could have had both of them.
I got one more comment. Coach Joe Breslin saying no receivers, bad coaching, and now another head coach will not be able to prove himself. It will be too late. Totally agree. Yeah.
Well, just my last point about the Jets, okay? When Mark Sanchez was the quarterback, Mark Sanchez had guys like Lamian Tomlinson, Braylon Edwards, Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, okay? Who does Sam Darnold have?
Right, but here's the thing, Beelan, because you know why, though, Beelan? But here's the thing. No, but I'll tell you why.
Let's give John the last word. It's his team.
Okay.
There's no thing.
No. But one thing, though, Beelan, but here's the difference. And Coach Breslin's watching.
Jones, remember?
Because what do we argue every week? What do I say every week, Kenny? Defense wins championship. That Jet defense, he was along for the ride, Sanchez. Hand the ball, run the ball, make a couple play action passes, and you know what? We're going to play lights out defense. And Rex Ryan played lights out defense. They did. And that's what that team was built on. And you know what?
But the core for the Jets defense was there. You had Adams. I know CJ Mosley, it was just crappy circumstances. The guy's a good football player, but it was just, listen, I think the one Adam Gase he came in here and he managed to just dismantle that team. He completely dismantled them. I thought I had it bad being a Washington fan. And I dealt with Jay Gruden, and I couldn't stand Jay Gruden. I hated him to the core. And he somehow managed to be the coach of my team for all those years, and I couldn't understand it. And it was because he would squeak by with 8-8 records and 7-9 and just pad Kirk Cousins stats. Adam Gase can't even do that. Yes, eat that chip.
Are you reading it now or not yet?
I'm about to, yeah.
Wait. We got one.
I'm looking at it.
Hold on, guys. No, not yet. We got a quick promo. We're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna do it one more.
1 hour challenge.
It's on my fingers already.
All right, we're gonna get back.
Don't touch your eyes.
Hey,
don't touch your eyes.
Kenny, go ahead. Introduce him again, Kenny.
Our good friend Carson Shear from the YouTube channels Carson Claus Ticket Time has been teaming up with us. We've been having some giveaways on his channel. He's been helping us with some giveaways, subscribers to YouTube. Big thank you to him. We got a little promo of what he does for about 20-30 seconds. Enjoy the video and go subscribe to his channels.
Okay, and then when we come back, Beelan does the challenge. 20 seconds. We'll be right back.
Tickets is what we do. Ticket time is here with you. 30s on Thursdays, 5 on Fridays too. Ticket time is here with you. Ticket time. We're winning cash.
All right, we are back. Again, thank you,
John,
Carson Claus and Ticket Time.
John, real quick before you do it, grab some milk or something
I'm breaking it and I'm putting it to like a big square so I can just.
Before you do it, John, you get to challenge somebody in our audience. You get to challenge anybody you want to do it.
Look at this.
Throw a challenge out there to somebody, John.
You gotta challenge me, bro. I ain't doing that shit.
Don't even waste your voice on me.
An audience member, John.
Can I just do this?
Kurt, how about Jeremy Gordon? Will he do it?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Will Gary do it?
Gary likes spicy food. He might.
All right, we challenge Gary.
Gary Giordano's on the bad docket.
Gary might end up in the hospital.
What are we turned into now?
Gary's getting married next weekend, so it might
I don't know. After. We'll wait for that.
This smells like You could
like it was made in a lab.
By the way, before he does this, K&K Sports Show has no responsibility for what's going to happen.
They're not reliable for anything.
None. We're not reliable for anything.
Hey, if he FaceTime, if you see him FaceTime to the screen, everybody, make sure to call 911.
Yeah.
All right, can I do this?
Sure.
Yeah, don't touch your eyes. Whatever you do.
Oh man, he took the whole thing down. Holy crap!
I feel it ready.
Who's
I need to,
clocking him?
right now.
Can he clock him because he clocked you last week?
Somebody do the clock. He's going for
I got you. Johnny, you got anything around you? You got milk or anything around you?
I got a little water. Oh, that's hot.
Hey, if he
Wait till tomorrow.
That's fucking hot.
He's gonna start hallucinating soon too.
I want to wipe my hands. I don't got anything.
Well, listen to me. When will the tears start flowing? That's the bet tonight. When will the tears start flowing?
Right now.
They're starting. What we got next, Kenny?
The whole chip. I did a quarter. How you feeling, John? Tell everybody.
Look at it.
While John's crying, why don't we do a little, what's the scenario for this week?
Okay.
This week's is going to be a little fun for the Yankee fans. And the audience can play along too. So this week's scenario, guys, you're the Yankees general manager, and ownership says you can only make one of these 4 moves.
You're a minute in,
What are
Beelan.
you doing? I'm going to go Jim, Petro, Kurt, myself, and if John can answer, we'll go to John.
I'm sorry, I can't take my eyes off of John.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. He's doing way better than Kenny did. Kenny was outside by now.
He's crying hard, though.
That's hot, Johnny, huh?
Where we at, John?
It's like a 9 out of 10.
Does it hurt to breathe?
No.
Not yet.
It's going to hurt tomorrow. So guys, I'll start with Jim.
It's
and
like
I'll go with
instant sweat.
Petro.
Like he's sweating already.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimbo, you can have one of these 4 players next year and only one.
Look.
You can sign Trevor Bauer for 1 year. You can sign DJ LeMahieu for 4 years. You can sign JT Realmuto for 5 years or Frankie Lindor for 7 years. Do you want the 2 aces for 1 year? Do you want the captain for 4 years? Top backstop for 5 years? Or arguably the best shortstop in baseball for 7?
By the way, Kenny, Bob Caputo saying wait till the morning with a couple fire emojis.
Wait, Kenny, it was Trevor Bauer and who for 1 year?
Trevor Bauer 1 year. 2 aces have them Cole and Bauer.
Okay. John, wait, before I answer, John, where are we at right now?
It's getting there.
You're 2.5 in.
That's it?
It's like a lifetime.
Where does it hurt the most right now, John?
Can I spit?
Yeah, I don't know if that'll help, but sure.
Where does it hurt the most? Throat, nose?
No, like the inside of like my lip.
Kenny, let me just ask you this, and we'll answer your question. Was it worse when you first did it, an hour later, or the next morning?
For me, because I only did a part of the chip, the first few minutes were the roughest. But I've heard from Carson and I've heard from others who did the whole chip, John. Unfortunately, it's going to be rough tomorrow.
Yeah, they put my girlfriend down for 2 days.
I'm going to text Beelan. I'll text you every hour tomorrow just to make sure you're okay.
It's going to be worse the other way around. You know what I mean?
You know what? Talking about your thing with the Yankees, I think I would go with Lindor for 7. You know what? Just
you want the new shortstop, best shortstop in baseball.
I do.
How about you, Petro?
I'm gonna agree. I know. See, I don't think I would take Bauer for 1. For me personally, I don't think Real Muto for 5 does anything for me either. It's really between Lindor and LeMahieu. I'll take the younger switch hitting bat shortstop for 7 years and moving Glaber to the position that he should be playing at second rather than DJ for 4. That's really the only reason why I would say Lindor. Lindor for 7.
2 Yankee fans got Lindor. How about you, Kurt?
That's close.
4.5, John.
I think honestly it's between, like those guys said, Lindor or LeMahieu. You know what? I'm going to go LeMahieu because he's shown that he can handle the situation, handle New York. And,
That's actually a good point.
You know, that's the only thing. You don't know how Lindor is going to handle it. I think he would.
Oh,
I'm going to go LeMahieu.
I think I'm going to agree with you, Kurt. I'll go LeMahieu too. He's shown he can do it, and you got him for 4 years.
Yeah.
In 4 years, you should probably find somebody else.
I like you know what, Kenny, real quick, I like Bauer, but like Petro said, only 1 year is a big gamble. You know, that's a real, like...
Can't do that for pitchers.
I'd rather have the young pitchers in for 1 year. How about
John,
you?
what do you think?
Can you answer or you can't answer?
Lindor.
Lindor, he said.
Why, John?
How are we doing on time for John?
We're good. We're at 5 minutes.
Oh,
John.
he's 5 minutes, baby. Drink it up,
A
John.
glass of milk, bro.
I'm fucking spitting in a cup. Sorry.
Oh no, you can. Hey, when you do the chip, there's no FCC, John. When you do the chip, you can say whatever you want.
Water is not going to help you.
I know. You know what? Petro, I was
Get ice cream, John. John, get some ice cream if you have some, or an ice pop.
Will bread work?
Bread will probably help. Yeah, bread will probably help. What you should do is you should dip some bread and like put some ice cream on the bread.
My nose is on fire.
Guys, I'm not even joking. If I did what Beelan did, I'm serious. I'd be on the floor calling 911. I'd be in the hospital for at least 2-3 weeks.
This is the content that we need.
Easy. I wouldn't even do. Listen, there's no way. If I had to pay like a huge fine, or if they said to me you can get out of it with the chip, I would have to pay the fine. I'd die.
I'd rather do the Rocky Mountain oysters.
But that's going to put me on the ground because I want to be there while Kurt's gargling these things.
Wow.
I'm going to end up on the ground.
Wait a minute. Who's saying I'm going to be doing this?
You're doing it.
I'm very
after this week. What's your record after we take you out to the
Well, you
woodshed?
just segued right into our next little topic, Kurt. You segued right into it.
What do we got?
Deep fried or boiled?
NFL recap, fellas. NFL recap. We'll let Kurt have his 2 minutes of fame. Kurt, your Broncos beat the Patriots. We'll start with that on the recap of last week. 2 minutes of fame. Your time starts now.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm very happy. They played a tremendous game.
Hold that thought, okay. John's eating some bread, by the way, for those that aren't watching.
I just looked down. My whole floor has teardrops on it. That's bad. I'm eating. The bread's not helping.
Whoa. Bob Caputo saying dip the bread in the milk.
I don't like milk.
You don't like chocolate milk?
You
got ice cream.
Well, if you have milk ice cream, you know.
No,
I said ketchup.
Now you
ketchup.
see, Jim?
You ever watch Dumb and Dumber? Ketchup is supposed to help.
Jim, I don't drink milk either like Beelan. I hate milk, but I'll eat vanilla ice cream all the time.
All right.
So that's just one of my things. But let's get back to the
Hey, Kurt, let's talk about your Broncos for 2 minutes. Go ahead, have your fame.
Hey, very impressed. Listen, they came out firing. Drew Lock is back. He was taking shots down the field. Listen, they should have blew that game. If they lost that game, okay, if they blew that game, which was very close, they should have fired the whole staff because why the hell they're up 9 points and Pat Shurmur is passing the ball with 4 minutes left in the game is insane.
Oh, that burned.
Oh,
I just burped.
Oh,
Beelan's a mess now. Now Beelan. But
Johnny not doing too good, by the way. Everybody out there in the audience.
Still taking it better than Kenny, though. But yeah, listen, I'm very. Hey, it's a season-saving victory, Kenny. So I'm very hyped up for this week. It's home, and you know what? I think we can play this week with Kansas City. And you know what? I think we can beat Kansas City. I do.
You got the biggest. I think you got the biggest line of the weekend too. No, second. Sorry, the Jets have the biggest.
You're a double-digit dog at home.
They were a 10-point dog last week in Foxborough too. I'll say this one thing though about Denver that people have to realize. Okay, You lost to the 5-0. You lost to the 5-0 Pittsburgh Steelers with a backup quarterback by 5 points. You lost to a 5-0 Tennessee Titan team with a last-second loss. You lost to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, a 4-2 team at home with your third-string quarterback. They haven't lost to bad teams. They're in every game. So that's all I'm going to say. We're healthy. Drew Lock's back. Fant's going to be back. Hamler's back. Melvin Gordon back from his DUI's back. We're getting healthier. So,
hey, Jim.
Third
piece of bread. Say.
Jim, in 10 seconds, because it's all it's going to take you, any response to what he said?
We're going to take him out to the woodshed.
Anything scare you from what he said?
Not a damn thing.
I think Mahomes' arm is very well rested, so I think you're in trouble.
Snow this weekend in Denver, too. Snow.
Let's move to another game, and we'll go.
I can spin it in anything. You ever hear Mahomes?
He can.
Spin it.
He can.
Let's move to another game. I'll go to Jim and Petro as a team on this one. Let's go to the Steelers and Browns.
We're not even healthy yet.
Everybody but me picked the Browns last week in an upset, and they laid an egg. What are your thoughts on that game?
It is coming in from the pen.
I mean, I think the Steelers did what they were supposed to do. I like the Browns. I think I think it was just kind of like a bad game. That Steelers defense is no joke, man. That team they're a well-oiled machine. Roethlisberger spreads it out, and it works. Listen, James Conner is really the difference maker of that team. He's healthy. He's running the ball well. Steelers are going to be a problem down the stretch because that defense is no joke. They are going to be tough.
Just bring up one thing that scares me about the Browns. They got blown out to the Ravens and now blown out to the Steelers, 2 division rivals. That's showing you something in the division. That could be trouble going forward.
You know what's funny? Like, I always look at I like taking pride in seeing college quarterbacks that everybody blows up, and I think they're going to be shitty. Like, I had a friend who was a big Johnny Manziel. Oh, he's going to be a great pro, Manziel. Like, Josh Rosen, I'm like, this guy sucks. He's going to be a career backup. I love seeing these guys and just predicting that they're going to end up being horseshit, and they end up being horseshit. I was never a Baker Mayfield guy. I didn't believe in him. You know what? I believe he got way out ahead of himself. And you know what? He would have to be in a perfect situation, which he's not. You know what? And the landscape is littered with backup quarterbacks. John, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, give us an update, John.
It's hurt in my chest. Not like hospital, but like.
Yeah, I know the feeling. You're gonna feel that for a little while.
Can you take a deep? Can you take a deep breath, John?
Yeah, it hurts, but again, it's not hurting wise. It's just like it's high. I still feel. Do
you have any ice pops or anything in the fridge?
No, I'm good. I've had hot stuff where I'm okay with, but this is probably the highest thing I've ever had.
Yeah. All right, we'll do one more game, then we'll go into the week ahead.
Okay.
Broncos and Packers. Not Broncos and Packers. Buccaneers, Packers. Give us a recap on that game.
You want mine recap?
Yeah, give us a recap on the Buccaneers, Packers.
Listen, you know what? They said it. You know, honestly, I looked at it and I took Green Bay and I was dead wrong because you look at their performance on the road. They cannot stop the run. They couldn't do it at San Fran in the regular season last year. They couldn't do it in the NFC Championship. And listen, Tampa Bay just ran the ball right down their throats. And you know what? Rodgers did not have a good day. Adams, he missed the other tight end right down the field when that game was close. They were up 10-0. He threw almost two pick sixes, but their defense did not. I don't know.
They didn't show up.
Very disappointed.
When Tom Brady has a run game like that, he is unbeatable.
Scary.
He's unbeatable. I mean, you can say that about any quarterback, but him especially, because he's not going to beat you with his arm anymore. He never really did beat you with his arm. It was more so when Rodgers tends to always have those games, and it seems like whenever Rodgers
some guy just caught a foul ball at the World Series, and when he turned around, his shirt says, "Nice swing, bitch."
I saw that.
Rodgers tends to always have those games, and it seems like whenever Rodgers is having a tough go at it, it just rips the heart out of the Green Bay Packers, and they just look terrible.
Well, what happened? They were up 10-0. My daughter says, Dad, can you drop me off at work? I say, sure. So I drive. I come back, and they're down 24-10 by the time I got back home.
Rodgers had
He threw a pick six up 10-0. And then he threw another pick that they got the ball inside the 5. So, two of his 3 passes in 3 plays, it was 14-10.
But they look good in that 10-0, Kurt.
Oh, they look great.
They look good, and Tampa Bay looked confused, and I'm thinking, they're going to kick the crap out of them.
Yep.
I was surprised. I come home, I'm like, geez, Louise.
Yep.
Rodgers hit him with the Key and Peele.
Yeah.
It was great. But, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for the playoffs because I think that there's actually I think it's each conference has 3 really good teams, and then after that it's kind of those middle of the road teams. I don't want to call the Packers a middle of the pack kind of team, but I think that's kind of really what they are.
You know what I think it is with Petro? You know what I think it is with them? Just they have to be home. If they're on the road, their last couple years, they've gotten destroyed everywhere. I mean, at home they win, especially in a post. Think about it. Seattle was probably the better team than them last year. It was just they played at Lambeau. They went into San Fran, and what the guy run for most? They ran for 300 yards. I mean,
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because I think come playoff time, they're going to be in a bubble. So I really think that that's what's going to end up happening. I think they're going to want the playoff teams. They're not going to want to have these pop-up COVIDs and those COVID, even false positives. They're going to want to make sure that every playoff team is on track to be fully rostered and fully ready to go. So I don't think there's going to be any home team or home field advantage come playoff time. So that's why I kind of think it's going to be a really interesting playoff structure because I don't know how they're going to do it. It'll be interesting.
Well, you make a great point because if you look at this, if you play, you're not going to beat Kansas City in Kansas City in the playoffs. You're not going to beat Seattle in Seattle. You're not going to beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Like you're saying, Petro, it's going to make it interesting because now, listen, like I said, you're not going into Arrowhead in the playoff game and beating them. But now if you say, hey, I got to play Mahomes and the Chiefs in a bubble, I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? You got to have better chance.
I agree to a point, but Seattle with no fans, you can beat Seattle in Seattle.
Oh, ball to the gap, one run in.
I think we're ready for you're going to take over, right? With the weekend NFL Week 7, we're going to do a little picks.
Yeah, we'll do a little picks. Guys, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hello?
That's a pizza delivery guy.
Hold on, guys.
No, it's going to be Dale Panullo again. Wonder where his masks are.
UPS is sending them tomorrow. They're out with UPS. I got the tracking number.
You
mute him?
Hold on, Kenny.
Can I mute him?
Now the Dark Punisher is pissed off. I will be driving to Maryland tonight, Kenny.
I don't know what you give him the breaking news.
Breaking news, UPS tracking. But the breaking news that I have for the Dark Punisher is Kurt doesn't know where I live.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I shipped you a microphone you never used.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, let's get to
speaking of home field advantage,
John,
you're going to be around your house tomorrow?
Way, my friend.
Bobby?
You're going to be around your house tomorrow to use the bathroom, speaking of home field advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, now he is.
Where are we at, John?
It calmed down, but it's like in my stomach.
It's in your stomach. It's going to be in your stomach for a little while.
Yeah, but it's like my nose is better, but that's brutal. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty brutal.
What's the hottest thing you've had to compare to that? Like,
go ahead, Kurt. Take over the show.
Wait, hold on. Let Beelan answer Jim's.
I've had a ghost pepper, but it was it was mixed in like a chili sauce,
Right.
but it was chopped up too. So, but that was, I don't know. This
Next level hot.
Yeah, this is next level. And actually, when I got up before to get the bread, I actually legitimately got a little lightheaded, like walking to the other.
Spots.
I didn't see spots. I got a little lightheaded.
Like, oh damn.
There's no shot I would even attempt this. None.
Nah, you would
No.
sniff and probably fall.
Did you challenge Gary? Did you challenge Gary?
He did. He challenged Gary. We'll see if Gary's response.
We'll give Gary 2 weeks if he's getting married, or even 3 weeks. We'll see if he, All
right, here we go, Kenny. Tomorrow night, real quick, we're going to do this in like 5 minutes, all these games. We're going to go Kenny, Jim, Petro, Beelan, and then I'll go. Giants.
We never talked about Auburn this week.
We're going to get into college football because I'm going to get you my Auburn thing. But here we go. Giants, Eagles. Kenny, go ahead.
Points or no points?
No points. Straight out.
Taking the Giants 2 in a row on the road against a beat up Philadelphia Eagles offense. No Ertz, no Goddard,
no Sanders.
Give me the Giants. Getting 7, I think. Getting 7.
Fly Eagles fly.
Big money line underdog there.
Petro.
I'm taking Giants.
I'm with you. What do you got, Beelan?
Eagles.
Okay. Detroit at Atlanta. Kenny.
Jim's got a pick.
Oh, yeah, he did. He said he picked Philly.
Fly Eagles fly.
Detroit at Atlanta. Kenny. 2 in a row for Atlanta?
2 in a row for Atlanta. Home. I take Atlanta.
Jim?
Detroit.
Petro?
God, they both stink. Detroit.
Kurt, are you keeping track of this stuff, or is this just in the Mountain of Papers?
No, it's in the Mountain of Papers.
He does. He says every week it's going to be on the website that hasn't been updated in 6 weeks.
We haven't done the website. Jenny
He's got
Hoops is working
55 million things to do a week. That's why he can't get to that.
I got it. Yeah. All right, I'm going. Beelan, who you going? I'm going Atlanta. Beelan, who you going?
King Morris, new coach, 2-0.
Yes.
Okay. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Kenny.
I'll take Cleveland bouncing back.
Jim?
I'm taking the Bengals. You see, at Cedar Grove's own David DeJoko's asking for a trade.
Wow. Petro.
He wants out of Cleveland.
I'm going to say Cleveland.
I'm going to go with Jim. I'm going to go Cincinnati. Beelan, where you going?
I love my boy Burrow, but I'm going with Baker.
Okay.
Could he throw the ball to A.J. Green this week?
Threw last week.
Let Petro, real quick. Is there any chance he gets pulled for Case Keenum if they lose again?
I think he got pulled because it was more so he was like banged up. He was kind of like questionable. He was questionable to even play last week. I think that's really why they pulled him. I think the game just got out of hand and there was no reason to keep him in there. Okay. No, it's Baker. It's Baker's team. They're going to ride him out.
All right, game of the week. Pittsburgh at Tennessee, Kenny.
It's a good game.
A really good game. I've been wrong about Tennessee. We didn't do that in our recap. They're still undefeated. Mm-hmm. They know how to put up points. They know how to play a defensive game. I'll take Tennessee staying undefeated.
Jim?
Steelers.
Petro?
I'm going Steelers also.
I'm going to go with Kenny. I'm going to go Tennessee because they're home.
What's the line on that one?
Beelan.
Basically 1.5.
I'm going to take Pity just because they lost Luen and Watt is on that side. So that's going to be a big trouble for him.
Okay. New Orleans at home coming off a bye against a disappointing Carolina team last week. I thought Carolina would beat Chicago, Kenny. So Carolina at New Orleans.
I did too.
Chicago.
I'm going to take New Orleans, and I think the hype about Mike Davis rode high for a couple weeks. I hope he stays hot for another week from fantasy purposes. But back in a couple weeks, and they'll be all right. The Panthers going forward, but not this week. Saints. Michael Thomas, I think, is back this week too.
Jim, what do you think? New Orleans?
Yep.
Patrick?
Yeah, I go Saints also, yeah.
I'm going Saints. Beelan, Saints?
Yeah, Saints and Michael Thomas is going to get like 25 receptions.
When are they moving to outdoors? The Saints. They said something that they're going to play at LSU Stadium.
LSU Stadium. I heard that too.
Yeah, not this week though. They said the game this week will be at
the Dome.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Buffalo at Beelin's Jets. Kenny, any shot here or just trouble from the get-go?
Skip this game.
Is everyone going? Everyone going Buffalo?
Everybody's going Buffalo, but I'm going to go bold prediction. The Jets cover the spread this week.
No way.
What is it?
13.5.
No way. No way.
I'm taking it in my right. You know what? I'm even going to put them in with the Buffalo with the points in my parlay.
You know what, Petro? Think about it. 2 weeks in a row, 2 losses.
Yeah,
they're going to take it out on the Jets.
This is the perfect situation for them. You know what I mean? 2 tough games. Now they're going to come out and they're just going to kick the crap out of little brother.
Yep. All right, here's an interesting one. Dallas at Petro's Washington Redskins. Kenny.
Well, it's $1 to the pot because you said the red.
Sorry, football team.
I'm going with Petro's Washington football team. Dallas is
a
mess.
Keep that bad juju.
Washington's going to play hard for Rivera. Dallas is not playing hard for McCarthy.
Jim?
Washington. And then Petro, we're going to be fighting for first place playoffs.
I don't want playoffs. You can have it. That's why we went for 2 and gave you that one.
Well,
I'm going to go for Dallas. He wants them to lose, so I'll go for Dallas.
Dallas.
I love watching Dallas lose.
I'm going to go Dallas. Beelan, where you going?
I'm going to go with Dallas, but if Alex Smith was the quarterback, I'm taking the Redskins because
I agree. There's a reason. I'm telling you. Listen, no team is going to admit that they want to lose, but Rivera does not want Haskins, and I do think your Jets are going to get a win. At some point, they're going to win a game.
Dolphins. They're going to beat the Dolphins.
I'm telling you, and we have the eye on the prize. That Goldilocks, beautiful man down in Clemson is going to be in burgundy and gold. I've been saying it for the last year.
John, do you see
There's one other team you got to worry about. There's one other team you got to worry about. That's Jacksonville. They're looking terrible lately.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You guys, what's your record right now?
We got 1 win.
1 win. John, do you see a donut for the Jets?
Yes. The next 3 to 4 weeks, guaranteed losses for all of them. And then the only game I can really see them possibly pulling out is
Miami?
No. Oh my God.
They do have a tough schedule though.
By the way, I'm gonna be the bearer.
Not Jacksonville, right? You play Jacksonville this year.
Come on.
They don't play Jacksonville. They got the Bills, the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Chargers, Dolphins, Raiders, Seahawks, Rams, Patriots.
Woo!
Either the Raiders or the Chargers, they could maybe squeeze a win out somehow.
I think you could beat the Dolphins.
No.
By the way, listen to this. I heard this on the morning. They said, listen to everyone gets fired up. Kenny, everyone gets fired up for Thanksgiving football. They said, listen to what Thanksgiving this year 2020 is going to be. They said you're going to have a virtual parade in the morning. Then you're going to have the Texans and the Lions, and then the Redskins and the Cowboys. They said, how terrible are those 2 games going to be? But you're going to get Steelers-Ravens at night.
They
so
said
that's a good one.
said on the radio. They said on the radio the line right now in Vegas with Darnold playing the Chiefs is 21.5. If Darnold can't play
26.
It's Flacco. It can go up to 26 to 27. It would be the biggest line in NFL history.
All right, answer this question right now. Bob Caputo just said it. We're going to go off topic. Right now, fully healthy, who would win, Jets or Giants, Kenny?
Giants.
Fully healthy, Giants.
Jim?
Oh, yeah, Giants minus 10.
Gary Giordano saying, I'd watch paint dry if I had to on Thanksgiving to get away from family politic talk. Oh, God. By the way, we got to get Gary's answer.
Oh, yeah, Gary, do you accept John's challenge, the Pocky chip?
He said, I'm even watching commercials. All right, let's get back. While Gary gets back to the Pocky chip thing, Green Bay at Houston after that disappointing win, Kenny. Loss. Green Bay at Houston.
Green Bay, but closer than people think.
Line's 3.5. They'll cover the 3.5.
I'm with you too,
It's only
Petro.
3.5. Yeah, they'll cover that. I thought it was like 7.
Where you going, Jim?
Going with the Pack. You know, that's a tough one, but you know, Rodgers should bounce back.
Beelan? Pack?
Pack.
All right. Seattle at Atlanta. Kenny.
Seattle at.
I'm sorry, not Seattle, Atlanta. Seattle at Arizona.
Upset of the week. Arizona Cardinals beat the undefeated Seahawks. Seahawks defense isn't that good.
Gary Giordano's asking, what's the challenge? I was doing my wedding stuff with Hempel. Just got back. Anybody want to clue him into this
On
challenge?
the box, John, or you want me to go get
DJ Jimmy Hempel.
The Pocky Hot Chip Challenge.
Beelan just did it, Gary, and he's not doing well. Beelan is not doing well right now.
7-Eleven, Gary, I believe 7-Eleven carries them if you're interested in the challenge.
$6.99.
Gary and Hempel have to be like the same age almost.
Kenny, what do you got? Jim, what do you got, Jim? Seattle, Arizona.
Arizona. My man.
Petro.
Seattle. Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm with you, too. I'm going Seattle. Beelan, what you got? Seattle?
Run it.
He's going Seattle. All right. KC at Denver, Kenny.
Sorry, Kurt. Back on the Rocky Mountain Oyster Trail.
What's Denver's record right now?
With the victory.
2-3.
2 wins.
Jim, what do you got?
What's your record right now? It's 2-1.
2-3.
Yeah. They're going to kick the ever-loving shit out of you this week. All right, I'm not even sugarcoating it, Kurt. There's sometimes I feel scared. They're going to go up. They're going to go into Denver, and they're going to kick the shit out of you.
They cover the 9.5?
Oh, without a doubt.
Petro, what are you going, Petro?
I'm taking Chiefs with the points.
You're giving the points, huh?
Oh, yeah. Chiefs 9.5.
I'm going to go to Beelan next.
I might legitimately do an alternate spread and take the Chiefs by like 14.
Okay.
Just to get my odds better.
Taking the Broncos, right, Kurt?
Are you taking the Broncos?
Listen, biggest game in Denver in about 6 years.
What?
Stop.
You're going to take the Broncos?
The Broncos upset. The Broncos upset KC at home.
You are out of your mind.
And I'm going to tell you what it's going to be. It's not going to be the Drew Lock show. It's going to be what you saw 2 weeks ago on that Monday night game with New England when New England ran the ball 30 times down their throat. Gordon and Lindsay, it's coming this week.
Dude, you know what?
This week.
You should just go piss in the cup right now.
Quick story. Last year, Thursday night game, I was in New Jersey visiting Kurt and Jen. And it was during the playoffs when the Yankees were playing the Astros. So I was fired up for that game. And Kurt was fired up for the Broncos Chiefs. By halftime, the game was over. By halftime.
You know what? When the Chiefs win,
I think it's going to be a repeat this year, Kurt.
Okay.
By halftime.
By
halftime, you'll be back on that Rocky Mountain Oyster taste test.
We'll see.
Gargling. You're going to be gargling.
So New England can play with them. New England can play with them with Brian Hoyer, but Denver can't?
Different beast.
Yeah.
You know what? Patty Pat's got it figured out, my friend. And once we jump up, you and your boy are going to have to try to play comeback football. And I'm not usually braggadocious like this with my Chiefs. Just say you're really pissing me off right now.
Okay, right? That's good. So I love it. Let's go.
Jab. Jim's jabbing. Kurt's jabbing, but Jim went with the knockout.
It's going to be.
Gary's saying he is in on the chip, by the way. So Gary is in.
Wow.
I don't think he might have been talking to Hempel when John ate it. He might have to see the reaction.
Yeah. Go back, Gary. Watch about 20 minutes ago and see what happens before you do that.
One kicker.
Look at John now. He's a picture of
Gary. The one kicker is you got to call in on Zoom when you do the chip.
Oh, yeah, he's got to do it live.
This is good. This down below is not good.
All right, real quick. San Fran, New England.
Beelan's leaking blood right now.
San Fran, New England, Kenny.
New England, and they get closer to taking that division again. New England wins this week.
Jim.
Well, if New England lost to Denver, I'll take
going back.
I'll take Garoppolo because if they lost to Denver, they suck.
You're taking San Fran. Petro, where you going?
I'm going to take New England.
Raheem Mostert.
They'll bounce back. No Mostert.
Yeah, no Mostert. I'm going with
Still
Petro.
doesn't matter.
I'm going New England. I don't trust Garoppolo. Beelan, where you going?
San Fran.
San Fran. All right, Jacksonville at the Chargers. Kenny.
Chargers, double digits.
I'm with you. Chargers big. Jim?
That's the best bet of the week, I think. 7. They're only giving 7.
My parlay right now.
Gary's saying, guys, I have ghost pepper powder for my pizza.
Who said that?
Gary. So I think Gary's confident. Gary thinks this is going to be a breed. Look at
Johnny was confident.
Yeah, Johnny was big time confident.
Picture ghost pepper powder on a nugget that a devil shits out, and that's what you're going to be eating.
Whew. What do you got, Jim? Jacksonville Chargers.
Oh, Chargers. And I like the fact that John ate this early enough, so we're getting the whole effect.
Yeah.
Like, Kenny took it kind of at the end. Ken, once again, you're a man's man. Kenny took it at the end. You know what? It's like we ran out of time. The show closed. Kenny could have been curled up in the fetal position for an hour.
Probably was.
I'm not gonna lie. My stomach is a little like gargling.
Your stomach
wait until you go to the bathroom.
Like
Petro and Beelan, I need you. Chargers, Jacksonville.
I'm gonna take Chargers.
Beelan, Chargers too.
Gary just commented that the ghost pepper is the hottest pepper in the world. I want to correct him. Gary, there's a genetic pepper called the Carolina Reaper. 1.5 on the Scoville.
Yeah, but the pepper they use on this chip, it's genetically made in a lab.
Yeah.
This isn't your normal. You can't go to a store and buy this. This is a sick man who sits there.
Petro, can he come like after this is all done? Can he come to your crib and do it live?
Oh, he's got to do it live. He's got to do it.
He's zooming in.
He's got to do it
zooming
live.
in.
I gotta see it because.
Guys, real quick, 2 more games: Tampa Bay and Vegas. Kenny.
If they play, I heard that this game may be canceled, guys.
Well, the whole offensive line is out for the Raiders.
Couple of COVID scares. All the linemen got sent home in Las Vegas. There's a good chance it may not be on. If it is on, I'm going to go to Raiders, believe it or not.
Wow. Petro? Oh, Jim. I'm sorry, Jim.
Bucks. Holy shit, look at my parlay.
What do you got, Petro?
He gets my parlay.
Yo, just me taking that Raider game and making it a 13-team parlay made it jump from 24K to 47K.
So you're in with the Raiders.
No, I'm taking. That's with the Bucks. That's with the Bucks. The points.
That's with the Bucks.
That's with the Bucks. The points. If I do Raiders money line in that, it makes it 68,000.
Read
No.
Bob Caputo's text to.
I'm going Bucks.
Read Bob Caputo's comment to John. It's pretty long.
All right, Beelan, where you going? Real quick, Beelan.
Come on, the GOAT, man.
All right, I'll read his comment in one more second. In the last game, I'm going to start this off. Beelan's fraud and the Rams are playing the Bears. You know what? I'm going Bears. I don't trust the Rams one bit.
I'm taking Bears. Oh, look what I did to my parlay.
Petro's Bears. Jim, what do you got?
Wow. I'm going to go with the Bears.
My parlay right now, I took teams with points. I'm taking Bears. My parlay right now, with all my picks, with some with points, some money line, it's $10 to win 151K.
Roll it. Let it roll.
Roll
Kenny,
it, baby.
where
Roll
you
it.
going, Kenny?
Just because Petro said that, I'm going Bears.
And Beelan, where are you going?
Fine.
You're going his Rams. All right, here's the comment. Bob Caputo.
Get out of here.
John, you got to listen to this comment.
Sugar or honey? Though you may think that the sweetness is what counters the spiciness, the truth lies elsewhere. If you've had a spoonful of that incredible spicy gravy, it may do you good to head to the pantry and put half a teaspoon of sugar or honey on your tongue. If you have sugar cubes handy, you may suck on one for similar relief. The oil-based, I can't even say these words he's saying.
Capicism.
Oh, look at you, Kenny. Gets absorbed by the sugar or honey, and this helps you feel better. So go like.
I don't like sugar, but the honey, I can do the honey.
You might
Is
have
Kurt
to.
down here? Are we talking to Kurt?
No, I listen. When I drink coffee, it's just black. I can't put anything in it. Like,
No, I'm just joking. No sugar, no milk.
All right, Kenny, real quick, we got 9 minutes, and I want to go over one thing. First off, Jim, Petro, all the guys. Last week, Clemson put up 73 on Georgia Tech. What'd you think? 73.
It's what they should. I mean, to be fair,
not surprised.
They should be doing that to Georgia Tech.
But Georgia Tech's not terrible. I mean, they beat Florida State.
They're Florida State.
Real quick that you mentioned that. Do you know what the line is this week on the Clemson game?
Oh, it's got to be like almost 50.
46 against Syracuse.
Syracuse just got beat bad by Liberty.
No, I know, but a conference game, that's crazy.
How do you not give 40? I mean, they're not going to stop them. It's honestly, it's really up to Dabo. Like, how much do you want to win by?
You're right.
That's what it is. I mean, Syracuse ain't coming up with a game plan to be in that game.
But I'm honest. Trevor Lawrence gets hurt for some reason. I'm wasting $5 on a money line bet there.
Money line.
I can win 5,000 probably.
Syracuse wouldn't win if what's his name? Donovan McNabb came in quarterback for them.
College football, Kurt. You got a couple games. Give us a couple college football.
Well, hold on, real quick. I want to get back to this. Did you guys watch the Alabama Georgia game?
Yes.
This is what makes Saban the man, and nobody can answer it because I was watching it, and I said to Hoop, I think Hoop's dozed off, but I remember watching this, and I said, I got to tell her this on Sunday morning. They scored 24 points at half, Georgia, right? So at half, right before the halftime, they bring Saban in, and what Georgia was doing was getting their running back, the kid number 4, in the passing game and stuff. So they interview him, and they say, well, Coach, what do you think? What are you going to do on halftime? He went, well, I'm going to be honest. Georgia's using number 4. We can't stop them, but we're going to get right on the board and take care of it. Shut it down. No points in the second half. That's Saban, man. That's in-game. What do we say, Jim? Halftime adjustments.
Yeah, all the time.
Halftime adjustments.
Football GOAT since I've been alive. I don't know if he's the best of all time, but he's the GOAT since I've been alive and following college football.
You know, we sat there and they gave up 50 points to Ole Miss or 49 points to Ole Miss a week ago.
Oh, God, dude. That's gone, too. Another 2-run homer for Tampa Bay.
Wow. Yeah. Bob Caputo saying, good show, guys. Stay well. The crib is calling me.
Bob, thank you.
Good night, Bob.
We'll get out to you. Be in next week. Enjoy it.
Guys, anything else? North Carolina? I mean, how do you lose at Florida State? Seriously.
I got a couple games, Kurt, that we should pick.
But what do you think of that, Kenny? North Carolina losing at Florida State.
Yeah, that was a big upset. I mean, Florida State was due for a win, though. I mean, they're always overrated a little bit, Florida State.
Feeling so quiet right now.
But I think they caught North Carolina by surprise. North Carolina, to their defense, almost came back and won that game.
They did.
So they had a little halftime adjustment, too. And I think they took Florida State a little lightly, and they got caught by surprise down there.
All right, what do you got, Kenny? We got 6 minutes. Give me some games. What do you want to do?
You got the Big Ten now.
Some picks out there.
Yeah, we got the Big Ten.
Minutes.
Big Ten is back.
Big Ten's back. Let's do point spreads for the fun of it. Notre Dame going to Pitt 10.5. Kurt, start it off.
This game's tough. If the quarterback Pickett plays from Pitt, I'm going to take. You know what? I'm going to take Pitt either way. I'll take Pitt with the points.
Petro.
Notre Dame.
Jim, you're Notre Dame, right?
I'm taking. Well, I am, but I'll take Pitt getting the points.
Pitt with the points. John.
Notre Dame.
I'm going to go Pitt outright upset if the quarterback plays.
Okay.
If the quarterback doesn't play, they cover the spread.
All right.
Alabama 21 on the road to Tennessee. I'll go right to John on this one.
What was it again?
Alabama 21 on the road in Tennessee.
I'm taking Bama.
Petro?
Bama.
Jim?
Yeah, I agree.
Kurt?
Yeah, they might not Garantano. They might bench him. I mean, you're going to play against Alabama with your second string? I'm going Bama.
They had a Big Ten preview today. They showed Rutgers once in the preview. Like, they were showing highlights. They're showing Minnesota and all that, and then they even snuck an Illinois in there. But boom, boom, and all of a sudden it was like Rutgers was like this. It was like you just saw the R on the helmet.
The Bear said this week he loves Rutgers with the points, and he said Rutgers can win this game this week against Michigan State.
Ugh. Out of here.
13.5, Michigan State's.
Kenny, where are you going with Bama? You taking Bama?
I'm taking Bama. I'm not a
Okay.
big fan of Tennessee. Never was.
All right.
A couple more we'll do real quick. North Carolina bounced back against NC State. They're given 16.
Yes.
I agree. And UNC is home.
You're in. You can hear it through the door.
Oh, here's a good one, guys.
Probably about 3/4 of the way through that ball.
Here's one that's got me intrigued. Michigan, 3-point favorite over Minnesota.
I like Minnesota. I like PJ Fleck. I always have. Love what he's about.
I'm with Jim. Upset. Minnesota beats them.
You on board with that, Petro?
Yeah, I hate Michigan. I think that you know I'm against Harbaugh on that team. So yeah.
Sweeping it, John. I'm with them on Minnesota.
Hey, Kurt,
This one I know John's gonna like.
Hey, Kurt, did North Arlington beat St. Mary's in football last week, right?
Yeah,
They
they
did. For
did.
the first time in probably how long?
Has to be Petro. Long time, right?
My buddy's the head coach over there. He's probably still drunk right now, probably after that. He's probably still tuned up now. And that was
right, Kurt.
I don't remember. I can't remember the last time. I don't know.
Listen. And when I was there, we had my football team. Our record wasn't good, but we had.
What year did you graduate, Petro?
I graduated 05, so I had the quarterback when I was a freshman is the head coach there now. Paul Savage is the head coach at North Arlington High School now.
Gary said 1924.
I got one more game for John since he did the chip. I got one more game for John, then we'll wrap the show up, I guess. John's SMU at home, a 2.5-point favorite against Cincinnati.
You, baby.
I'm with John, SMU in that game.
I'm gonna go Cincy.
Of course.
Yeah, I like SMU.
Of course.
I like the ponies.
I'm giving you my upset,
Kurt.
Kenny. I got an upset for you, Kenny.
Yeah, give me an upset.
Iowa State beats Oklahoma State.
I like it. How about this one? This one really. How bad is Maryland this year? They're 11-point underdog to Northwestern.
Pretty damn bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Whatever you want to do now, Kurt.
And
Tomorrow.
And here's my last thing. Hey, does anybody think that Nebraska, they kept saying Nebraska is the team. They kept saying, we want to play, we want to play, we want to play. And they're going right out of the gate to Ohio State. What's going to happen? Jim, does Ohio
State? I didn't see that game on the line. What's the line?
26.
They're going to get it worse than the Broncos.
Ohio State puts it on them?
Puts it on them. Oh, yeah.
Beelan, what do you think? Ohio State?
Yeah.
And real quick, guys, does Clemson cover to 46?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no also. I don't think they cover the 46. Syracuse, even though they're going to beat them easily, I think Syracuse is a little more respectable. So no. They might.
Kurt and I had a debate. Kurt and I had this thing last week. Not last week. Beginning when Clemson played. What was that team, Kurt?
The Citadel.
Yeah. Give Petro and John the question you gave me because they're the gambling guys, and see what they say.
About the being, if you were a millionaire.
If you were a millionaire.
Yeah. If you were a millionaire, right? Now think about this. If you were a millionaire and you just, you have $2 million to your name, why wouldn't you just go out and just money line like the Citadel? I mean, I know you're going to lay $1 million to probably win like 100,000 or whatever. Even it was 1,000. But who cares? It's just stealing money. The Citadel had 0% chance to outright beat Clemson.
My argument was, if I'm a millionaire, why do I need $1,000?
Clemson this week is minus 100,000.
Right.
Okay. So if you put $1 million on Clemson this week, you win $1,000.
there's no point.
But why not?
Yeah.
Why? It's stealing
It's not a
$1,000.
point. I earn more interest in my bank account putting $1 million in
That's
my
actually, and actually in certain states, that's more capital gain you have to pay tax on.
The point I'm making, not with Citadel, but with Syracuse, I would put $5 if I had $5 to waste on Syracuse. You never know.
Kenny, if Syracuse beats Clemson, I'll do 4 Pocky chips. There's no way it's gonna happen.
We heard it. We heard it. We heard it.
We got it.
4.
We heard it.
Yo, Petro, you want to put 20 down on them this week?
You're gonna see, guys. You're gonna see 21-14 Syracuse at half. It's gonna be a nervous wreck.
No, guys, Jim, I'll make you laugh because I said that I was telling Hoops.
It's down.
Jim, real fast, when I was telling Hoops that, saying, but if you're a millionaire, you're gonna win. It's an easy $1,000. So she goes, oh, the risk. I said, what risk? They're playing the Citadel. So all of a sudden, it was like a minute into the game, 7-0. Then she went into the bedroom, 14-0. Put something in the oven, 28-0. It was like 42-0 in the first quarter. Like she goes, it went to 42 already. He's stealing money. It's stealing money. Stealing money.
I don't know. I only bet on myself.
But the point I'm making is,
and the Chiefs this
weekend. You don't need $1,000 if you're a millionaire.
Jim, I'm telling you right now, Fangio's defense doesn't fully shut you down, keeps it in the game. Drew Lock with a big couple plays, but we're just gonna run that ball. They might run the ball 40 times at the Chiefs this week.
You want to put $1 million on something? Put $1 million on the Chiefs money line.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's end on that note, boys.
Hey guys, Jim, I'm just happy that I have a football season again for this week.
Hey, Saturday, really good UFC fight. Justin Gaethje versus Khabib. It's going to be an awesome fight.
Who wins?
Khabib.
I think it's going to be close. This will be Khabib's hardest fight for sure.
Khabib in a submission.
Khabib will win because they got their eye on the bigger picture. Khabib said after this, it's going to be, he wants St. Pierre. So
come on.
I just think that, I think it's more of a respect thing.
The guy's 40 years old.
I know, but St. Pierre is still, he's,
that's like Anthony Joshua trying to fight Evander Holyfield right now.
Yeah. Khabib will win, though, I think.
Kurt, are we working on our buddy from Garfield that you working on? Do you want to spoil that or not yet?
Oh, not yet. We'll wait on that. I'll wait on that. Because I got a couple people coming on. I got a couple people we're working on. I got to be in Beelan. I got to talk with Beelan about that, too. So
don't bring on Charlie and talk about your cheating.
No. We don't cheat. We don't cheat, Beelan. Come on. But
Little League,
25-year-olds playing in Little League 13.
I was on that coaching staff, John.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna make one little wager. All right, a fair wager.
Here we go.
And Kenny's not around right now, so Kenny doesn't get it. But if the Chiefs beat the Broncos, okay, if the Chiefs beat the Broncos, no points. Chiefs beat the Broncos. I'll take Petro, Jim, and Beelan. I'll treat you guys to Rose's Pizza or whatever pizza place you want. Rutt's Hut.
I want Sharkies.
No, but I'm not going to eat anything bad. I'm going to treat you guys. But if the Broncos win, you each have to treat me like I get Sharkies one night, I get pizza one night.
I'll tell you what, I'll do better than that. I'll up the ante. If the Broncos lose, you get us Sharkies. If the Broncos win, we will bring you to a steakhouse of your choice.
Done.
We'll up the
Done.
No
points.
And
Straight up.
We'll zoom Kenny in, and Kenny can eat chicken wings from home.
That's fine.
My bet.
That's a fun bet.
Here's my bet, Kurt, because I'm going to be coming up for Thanksgiving for a few days. Here's my bet. You're already doing a hot dog from Rutt's Hut. You're already doing a Rutt's Hut hot dog. Guys, if you disagree with this, it's fine. If the Broncos beat the Chiefs, he can eliminate the Rutt's Hut hot dog. But if the Chiefs beat the Broncos, You got to add a hot grill Texas wiener to that list.
No. I'm not accepting that. By the way, Gary
Nah,
saying
we'll do steak dinner.
Yeah,
Steak dinner
for
or
Sharkies. I like that because I'm gonna
All
treat
right.
for 3. And by the way, Gary's saying he'll eat Kenny's portion.
Deal.
There you go. That's it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Enjoy
That's
it,
it, Gary.
Gary.
Since Gary accepted that chip challenge, Gary, you definitely, because
Hey,
Kurt is going to pay for 4
hey,
now.
Kurt,
You didn't want to take my challenge.
Kurt, it's going to be over by halftime.
Yeah. Kurt, if you put $1 million down on the Chiefs, you win $250,000. Just FYI.
But that's still not a guarantee. It's a guarantee for Clemson to beat Citadel.
How much is $5 on Syracuse to beat Clemson? Because if there's a God, he said
200.
4 chips. He will eat 4
$200.
Syracuse.
Gary's saying
$200.
Gary's saying raise in 6. Good night, fellas. Good night, Gary.
Night, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's end on that one too. It's on a little overtime.
We'll end
here.
on
Oh,
that.
Kurt, I am so pumped up for Sunday now.
Sharky fries
Thanks.
and
Can
Parmesan.
we put a group text together and just like talk man shit to Kurt?
Yeah, let's
Absolutely.
go. Do it. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
We just got
Set
to
it
add
up.
you in, John.
Set
Since
it
the
up,
4
yeah.
of us are in, we'll add Kurt. Add Johnny
I
B
will.
into our.
He will. He says he will.
He said that 2 weeks
John,
ago.
I've been trying to get you added for 3 weeks. He says he will. He will.
Well, what am I? I'm not the phone boss. You can add it
He talks
in.
about me about mailing stuff.
You're
3
the
weeks
IT
he's
guy.
trying to get John on our group text.
Thank you. He is the IT guy.
I'm gonna add him
Yeah,
right now.
nerd.
I know what he does every day in Carney.
Oh, stop. Hold on.
I'm walking out of this
I'm
one.
gonna do it right now before we even get off the phone. Hold on, because I don't want to hear you guys crying.
I got my list of places I want to come go eat, Kurt, this time around. I want to go to Villa Italia in Lyndhurst.
Touchdown, Kansas City. Touchdown, Kansas City.
See if you guys got it.
And it's gonna go like this, Pat Mahomes.
Did you guys get it? Beelan?
No, I didn't get anything yet.
I didn't get a text yet.
I just sent it.
Yeah, there we go.
Beelan's in, right? Beelan, you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
There it is.
Beelan's in.
All right, boys. Great show. Have a good night.
Great job.
Go
See you
Broncos,
guys.
baby. Go Broncos.
As always.
Later. John, hope you feel all right tomorrow. We'll check in.